everybody, and welcome to another session of Elsewhere on Chromatic Chimera. I'm Lucy. I'm the DM for this session. With me, I have Alex playing Gabriel Moonshadow, the Horizon Walker Ranger.
Hello.
Sam playing Eglantine Penrose, the Knowledge Cleric. Harry playing Giles Pippin Padaloxocopolis, the Arcane Trickster Rogue. Chris playing Belenor Tarathiel, Ancestral Guardian Barbarian. And we will have Megan soon, playing Lilavati, College of Whispers Bard. She is exercising her constitutional rights at the moment. She will be with us shortly.
Yes, go vote, peeps.
Yes. Please go vote. All right, so you have arrived at the Blueacre family manor, about 20 minutes outside of the farming town of Elsinore in the Low Hills. It's a large white stone building that we all would recognize as Greco-Roman in style, but is a common architecture to northern Tajamani. It has a breathtaking view of the ocean. A lightning bolt is carved over the door, and there are smooth wave-like details carved into the stone. Crimson roses crawl up the pillars and trellises, filling the air with their sweet scent. They have nothing on the Tajamani white roses, but the idea is there. What would you like to do?
I broke in last time and people kind of got mad at me. Should we knock?
Yeah, that's generally what people like you to do.
I mean, she's been gone for a while.
Well, that doesn't mean we need to just, ignore all etiquette. And
Well,
I'll,
squatters' rights.
brush my dress off and I'll go knock.
Okay, you knock. And a voice echoes distantly, 1 second! And a beat later, the large wooden door swings open. Okay. The woman who answers the door, you assume instantly, is Emile Blueacre. She's pretty in a severe sort of way, with deep-set blue eyes and hair so dark it shines like an oil slick. She's dressed in a neat blue velvet coat and black pants with a sapphire brooch pinned to a white cravat at her throat, shiny silver buttons with the same lightning decal that's on the door. She is so pale that there's a slight bluish cast to her skin, and she has deep, poorly healed scars on the left side of her face. Skin webs the surface like the roots of a plant, but underneath, it's still red and raw, and it's a miracle that she still has her left eye. She smiles at you. She says, hello, can I help you?
Eglantine is sort of just immediately feels really, really shy. And sort of blushes, and all of the confidence that she had a second ago just sort of is deflated, and she just sort of looks at her feet and starts mumbling hi, we're just here, wondering if what you could tell us about and it's just not useful anymore.
So would you like to come in?
I have read about this person, so I'm just kind of hiding. Just kind of sitting behind Gabriel, hoping she doesn't see me.
Go on, introduce yourself. And I'm gonna step aside and push Giles forward.
She looks pretty used to, she's a pretty famous person, so she looks kind of used to this.
Yeah, Eglantina's it's one of those moments where you psych yourself up to meet somebody, and then you do, and you just
Been there. That's a mood.
Yeah.
Why don't you come inside?
Thank
Yes.
She beckons you inside, and you step into a very large room. The house is built on a huge scale. It's very big, with bright and airy corridors. Sunshine streams through the arches, glimmering on gold-veined marble. Richly colored tapestries and silks decorate the walls, many of them the same lovely sapphire that Emile wears, embroidered with silver lightning bolts. The floor of the foyer is a perfect circle, inlaid with a gold mosaic. The sun at the center, surrounded by constellations, swirling waves lapping at the edges, and the cool air smells of salt and roses.
As we're walking in, I'm gonna lean over to Belenor and whisper, I don't really see what the big deal is here.
I do not really know why we're here, but it is kind of cool.
I guess it's a really big and fancy house, but like I don't know why those two are all googly-eyed.
Did you see how they clammed up around her? I don't even know who she is.
Beats me.
Let's make fun of them while they're all shy.
making fun of Eglantine? Yes, please.
So, can I get you anything, or can I help you, or?
Z. I mean T. I mean both.
Emil.
Z.
No. Who? Z?
If I can interject, I think we are here looking for someone named Z. Perhaps you have heard of her?
Do you have more than that?
I do not. Does anyone else know more than that?
We kind of got the one letter.
No, you got a name from Clara.
Oh, did they?
Trying to find my notes.
Zuli.
Zuli. Oh,
Her expression shuts down. May I ask why you're looking for Zuli?
We think they were looking for us, actually.
Yes. Well, if you want my advice, you should stay very far away from her.
Why?
She touches the scar on the side of her face. Zuli Ashani is a liar. You can't trust a word from her mouth. She uses people like chess pieces and doesn't care who gets hurt in the process.
Well, I have no follow-up questions. One of my non-follow-up questions.
Uh-huh.
What is your history with Zuli?
I used to work with a group. I suppose you could call us mercenaries. We took jobs that paid and tried to help people in the process. About a century ago, this was, I met Zuli in person, very briefly when I was in Silvani. She told us that there was something in the Evron that needed our attention. And all of you are familiar with the legends and stories of the Evron Mountains. People that go there don't come back. She was the one who told us to go, and she is the reason all my friends are dead, and the reason this happened to me. Whatever she wants with you, it's not good. Whatever she says, don't trust her.
She actually hasn't really said anything to us. We're kind of making a lot of assumptions here.
We're actually making a great effort to go and find this person.
The last I heard, she ran back to Taj Damani. After I recovered enough to leave the healers, I looked for her. I looked for her every day, everywhere. I tried everything, and I couldn't find her. The problem with Sears is they know so much. They're very good at making sure no one else does. As far as I can tell, she disappeared somewhere around the Slash, and I wasn't brave enough to go after her. So.
Do I believe this individual?
Yeah, you do. She's telling the truth.
Cool.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
What's the Slash? Do we know anything about that, or does Eglantine?
Eglantine would, yeah, if you were interested in the academy. The Slash is, if you look at the map of the world that I've given you all, it's the big black mark across part of Taj Damani, and it is a place of darkness. No one really knows what goes on in there. You shouldn't go there. It's a bad time to be there.
Okay.
So what you mean to tell me is she's gone to the one place that no one in this realm would want to go to.
Well, if she went all the way into the Slash, she's not alive anymore, but I don't think she's dead.
Well,
Woman that smart.
If she's dead, then her ghost is making a one great pen pal.
Well, you forget, she's a seer. She could know what's going to happen a decade from now.
Well, when
Shit.
exactly was the last time that you saw her or heard about her?
A little over 100 years ago, just before. Just before.
Huh.
So now we are chasing a dead person.
Well, I mean,
I
that's
don't know.
not necessarily so.
She's an
Okay.
elf, so she very well could be alive.
Oh,
Look, sometimes the dead hold answers. It's just a matter of getting the answers from them. And if she is a seer, she's laid out a path for us that she very obviously wants us to follow and let us hear first.
but do we want to follow it if she's manipulative and dangerous? I don't know.
Well, Gabriel kind of looks away from Eglantine at the words manipulative and dangerous.
Roasted.
She's the only one who's going to have answers, manipulative or not, dangerous or not. And I'm used to handling dangerous individuals, and especially the ones who want to mess with your mind.
Listen, I know you guys think that this is just going to be another one of your adventures, but I can tell you from experience, the creatures of the Slash, they are very dangerous. Believe
Well,
me,
yes.
you do not want to mess with them.
From experience, have you been there?
I haven't been there, but I have met one of them.
Are creatures from the Slash related to the other world by chance?
The Slash, a lot of people think it's a demiplane made by one of the gods during the War for Azmaara. Actually,
Okay.
you would know it was made by one of the gods in the War for Azmaara. And people just kind of figured it's a demiplane.
Okay.
It's not real clear how it was created because there's not a lot of written records from the time, but it was created during the war, and people don't go there or they die.
Well, Giles, considering you have someone who's trained to handle such threats, perhaps we stand a better chance than others. Plus, Valinor can take a hit.
Fair. Lucy, I did just kind of say that they were from the Slash, right? The person that I'm thinking of?
They would have a connection with it. You wouldn't know
Okay.
necessarily if they were from there. You know they probably predate the Slash.
Okay, but they are like a Slash-like being.
Yes, yeah, they would have a connection to it.
It's been a while since I've looked at all this stuff.
They like tricking people into going into the Slash.
So it's like there's tricksters there by chance.
Yeah, one could say that.
Tricksters are fae beings in this setting. I think it's worth mentioning for the audience.
They're very bad news.
Well, that is quite the haul from where we're at, but I suppose if that is our only lead.
Well, does anyone else have any other ideas where this letter would take us?
Don't think so, not really. All we have is what was on there and to follow this person. And I mean, after those things we saw in that cave, I feel like maybe it would be a good idea to look into things a little bit more.
Okay, but just to be clear, our options are deadly journey to one of the most terrifying places on the planet, or maybe go see an abandoned library. Just throwing it out there.
Perhaps I can help. Is there anything you could tell me? I do have some experience in these matters. I mean, after what happened, I've become something of a recluse, admittedly, but I still have some skills.
Huddle up, team. Classic turn away from the NPC. Do we really want to tell her what's going on here?
I get a
Don't
good
see why
read from
not.
her.
She's been trying to find Z for a long time. She could just follow us and kill her.
True, but considering she has personal issues with Z, perhaps it's just that, perhaps we shouldn't be telling her everything we've seen. I don't know if I really trust the
But if
rich and powerful.
I don't see why not. I mean, if anybody could possibly get the resources to help these towns that have, were being attacked and kidnapped and emptied, it would be somebody like her.
Yes, what about this seaside, ocean-loving house could possibly make us distrust this person from helping us take out an ocean-loving god?
Well, it's not always about appearances, right? She might look pretty and be rich and have all these fancy trinkets and whatnot, but it doesn't necessarily mean her heart is in the right place. These people acquire riches, often through immoral means.
Or just, through auction.
It gives Eglantine that annoyed, exasperated side eye. Sure.
I point at a tapestry. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that used to be in one of our sitting rooms.
Probably did, yeah.
God, I hate rich people.
Well, I don't know. I feel
yes,
like
we love rich people.
we don't really have any choice but to trust her if that's the last place she was seen. I mean, I, for one, I don't really care about Zuli necessarily, but I do care why they suck me out in particular.
Right? I mean, I don't know. It all
Perhaps
seems...
she wasn't looking for you, Eggy. She was looking for me.
Well,
And you just got caught up in this mess.
albeit I am pretty attractive for like an elf, so I'm sure like she was like, oh, look at that elf, and that's why I'm here, but it could have been any elf.
Bellinor confirmed himbo.
I love
It could have
Bellinor
been any
so
elf, I
much.
don't know. I'm just curious.
Matter of fact, both Eglantine and Gabriel did get a separate note. They both got one.
Gabriel
Aha.
doesn't know that Eglantine got one, though.
Oh, okay.
Or wants to deny the fact that she did.
Maybe she was after tiles. Oh, thanks, guys. That's so nice of you to say. Yeah, I'm sure that might
No
be
one's
it.
questioning your involvement here, Giles. You seem to be a rather bright fellow and well-versed in things like the slash and the arcane. So your knowledge is very much helpful, and quite frankly, I think we're gonna need it.
Oh, Gabriel, I didn't know you could say nice things.
Well,
Remember when he
yes.
complimented Eggy?
Turns around in visible disgust. We don't.
Oh, don't make him hurt himself now.
We don't talk about that.
Well, anyways, I say we
Well.
trust her.
I think so too.
I don't like it, but
Even better. And I'll turn back around.
damn it.
What was the name of the town that we were just in? I'm just like, I can't find the book that I was using.
You were in. It's a good, very
Was it
good
like
question.
Green something? I
Green
feel like
water.
it was
That's the one.
Green water.
Green water. Ha!
You don't want your water to be green. That's
Yeah, ew.
I don't know. I mean, have any of you seen the Atlantic Ocean?
I've seen
That's
my
why we
fish
don't
tank.
drink from the Atlantic Ocean.
It's true.
I've seen my fish tank. It ain't pretty.
I'll be like, well, we just came over from Greenwater, and there've been weird things happening there. People have been going missing and hearing strange music, and we tried to help follow it, and there were these, I don't know, these creatures. They were kind of goblin-y, but they were strange, and they weren't undead, right?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. And they were just, I don't know, it seems like they're almost, I don't know, corrupted somehow, and they were attacking people and taking things, and we followed them to a cavern on the coast. And there was a woman there, and she said she was the daughter of an ocean spirit. Was it a spirit or a god?
It was a god.
I hold out a vial of blood.
She takes it and starts examining it. Is this
So-
from the creature?
Yes.
It looks very strange. And in the days you've had it, it has turned completely black and like sparkly.
Ooh.
That's
it
what you
appeared-
want blood to do.
It appeared what we ran into was perhaps a trickster of some kind, of the silent
trickster?
family.
Has it coagulated at all?
Nope, still liquidy.
Fun.
Hey, perhaps there's something in my library. She'd follow me. And she sets off down the hall.
I follow.
I do also.
Okay,
Started a close
so
roll.
Eglantine, Giles, you both just stepped into your own personal heaven. The library is massive. It has a giant vaulted ceiling and huge glass windows, sunshine bathing the mahogany shelves gold. 100,000 scrolls and books fill the shelves to bursting. Dotted here and there are thick, soft-looking armchairs. The ceiling is a mosaic of myths and legends, jewel-bright colors glistening in the light. Huge oil paintings cover the walls, tapestries and statues littered throughout the room. In a few places, the bookshelves, glass containers full of ancient artifacts. Scrolls so old they look like they'll crumble if you touch them. Swords glimmering as bright and sharp as the day they were crafted. Bits of armor still splattered with dried blood. Some of them even seem to be from the other world. In pride of place, above the door, if you look back over your shoulder, is a painting of several people. The first is a human woman with hair wearing monk vestments, smiling warmly at the painter. A handsome half-orc man in armor has an arm slung around her shoulders, and the other is around a beautiful elven woman with long, shiny black hair and vivid blue eyes. Emil, except in the painting she doesn't have a scar yet. Next to her is a halfling, is a male tabaxi with smoke gray fur wearing a hooded cloak, and in the middle is an older halfling woman with a massive gray Maine Coon sprawled out at her feet. In the back of the group is a beautiful woman with a long silver braid, silver armor, and a massive broadsword across her back. She looks human or maybe half-elf, it's hard to say.
Eglantine is just like having a total like Belle seeing the library in the castle for the first time moment, just like looking around, like trying really hard to restrain herself from just like running off and starting to like pull things from shelves.
Giles has no such restraint.
Emil doesn't seem to mind you going and poking around at things.
Gabriel's gonna walk up to the side of Emil slowly, not all excited like these nerds. This is quite an impressive collection you have here.
Thank you. My family has been collecting since, well, forever.
How'd you come across, points at the other world pieces, where did you come across those? I don't imagine your family was delving into the other world.
Actually, they rather were. We've always been a bit fascinated. Rumors, because they're unconfirmed, but my great-grandparents insisted that our family was involved in the War for House and Manor, and so with all the planar hijinks happening with that, we've always been a bit fascinated by them. And, you know, my own adventuring career, we've dealt with several creatures from the Fae and picked up some bits and pieces.
I myself have also dealt with these creatures. I'm one of the Grey Watchers, so...
Oh, I've worked with Grey Watch in the past. I'm afraid they're not really my favourite, bit bent on destroying anything from the other world unless studying it, but they've helped us out in the pinch. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
The name is Moonshadow. Gabriel Moonshadow.
Moonshadow?
Yes.
Huh.
We call him Gabe.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
Oh, we sure do.
Don't mind them. They are so enveloped in their books that they don't pay attention.
Yeah, now that I've noticed that it's like okay to like go looking like Eglantine is like off.
Hearing the name Moonshadow, her expression kind of goes thoughtful. Whatever happened to the Moonshadows? I've worked with them in the past, a long time ago.
Gabriel's taken aback by this. I am not sure. I am told I'm the last of my name.
Well, that's strange. You say you work with the Grey Watch. How did that come about? Last I heard, the Moonshadows and the Grey Watch were rather at odds with each other.
Since I was a child, I've been trained by them. They're the ones who raised me. So...
I suppose I'll have to look into that.
If we have a moment at some point, I would hate to ask of your time, but quite frankly, I don't know much about my own family, or at least my birth family, and I'd like to know more about it.
I'd certainly be willing to help you. It has been a very long time since I've worked with any Moonshadows. The last one I knew was Annalise Moonshadow, and that was 150 years ago.
I take it I wouldn't know that.
Nope, no idea.
Tell
we met
me.
her very briefly, but she was lovely.
I was going to ask if you could tell me more about her.
Smart woman. Fierce. Good in a pinch.
Sounds like a moon shadow, all right. We tend to be good in pinches.
She was very kind to us.
That's good to know. Strange, but good to know. I'm sorry. I'm. This is the first I've ever heard of. Well, anyone from my family in my.
Well, that's
ancestry.
too bad. From what I know of them, they were good people.
My training when I was growing up didn't tend to focus on my family
The Grey
history.
Watch can be harsh.
Yeah.
Selnora is in charge now, isn't she?
I believe so. Let me check my notes.
Yes, she is.
Okay. She's been in charge for quite some time now.
Never liked her much.
Yeah, she's tough, but she's fair.
Well, if that's what you'd like to think. Come on, this way.
Well, I probably should prevent my my associates from possibly robbing your library clean.
They're welcome to it. Libraries are meant to be used.
I'm happy to hear you're willing to share your collection, unlike others of your stature. Looking pointedly at Eglantine,
who is just so engrossed in whatever she's reading.
You
she's
probably
missed
would.
this whole conversation.
so the ethereal green eyes are just like on Eglantine, and Eglantine's just like reading a book.
Just to mention in the background, Giles can't reach the top shelf, so he's having Pip go up and grab the books.
I was gonna say,
Nice.
you're gonna have Bellinor just lift you up.
Are either of you looking for anything in particular?
Actually, yes. I'd like to look into some books on, like, rituals from the other world. See if I can find anything on, like, what we've seen.
Okay. You find a little bit, and I'll type some stuff up and send it to you. Not a whole lot. For someone who professes to be very interested in the other world, her collection on rituals of it, and there's all sorts of stuff about the scientific interests of it and histories and things, but actual, like, the inner workings of it, few and far between.
Anything on, like, engineering stuff?
Oh yeah,
also
there's a
what
whole,
Giles
like,
would be looking
engineering
for.
section.
Yeah. Then he's probably just got blueprints laid out on the floor.
Mm-hmm. Eglantine, are you just looking for romance?
No, in this place, she'd actually be looking for anything pertaining to any items on her list.
Emil has a copy of... Please. The War for Azameara, A History, as written by Leana Nazareth, which might mention some of the people and items in your list.
Okay.
She has several copies of a bunch of different legends where some of those items pop up. So yeah, There's some mentions of the stuff you've found here.
Cool, yeah. I'll, like, I don't know, hang on to things that might seem relevant, I guess.
Okay.
And I would also like to look for anything about the slash that I can find, since it seems like we're heading at least in that general direction.
Okay, yeah, you find it mentioned again in the War for Azameara.
Okay.
A couple histories, some legends. I can type some stuff up and send it to you.
Yeah, she's got, like, one of those, like,
looks
giant
great.
piles that's, like, bigger than her, just, like...
So Emil has gone straight to a section in the library that's surrounded by some nautical maps and stuff, and seems to be looking at, like, histories of the ocean and circumnavigation of the world and stuff like that. Legends about sea creatures and sea monsters and things like that. And she's kind of peering at the spines of books. So tell me more about this creature that you found.
Well, the woman in the caves, I guess. Well, I mean, she seemed like she had some level of divine or maybe otherworldly blood in her. So, maybe her claim of a connection to a sea god or goddess isn't, too
Did she
out
mention
there.
witch god?
Ow.
Ow.
Oh, she was
Yes.
also very hot.
Yes.
Eglantine's like pink and is just kind of like, well, I mean, she was pretty,
Lots of otherworldly creatures tend to take forms they find attractive to people of this world. It makes them easier to trick. If it's owl, but that can't be good news. Did it have a name or claim any sort of title?
Serena.
Serena.
Yes.
I don't believe we have Serena in the records, so she must be new.
She seemed like she was able to sort of travel through water, maybe. She vanished from like a pool that she had been standing in and appeared in a fountain or like a large chalice of some kind someplace else in the room. It was pretty inconvenient, but we managed.
I can't imagine. I mean, all these things, they're in line with what children of Olb and creations of hers can do.
So maybe she was telling the truth.
This thing you've given me, that's blood. I mean, it's definitely divine.
Oh, some of it made its way out of the cave, I think. Right? Was it the blood or was it something else that, like...
It was blood.
It was the
Did
blood.
it make it into the ocean?
It
Yes.
did.
We tried to stop it.
Then I very much doubt you're truly rid of this creature.
Well, we stopped her once, so she decides to show her strangely pretty face again. We'll be able to take care of it again.
You guys stopped her once. I got slammed onto a cave wall and almost died.
But you didn't.
Happens to the best of us. She's flipping through a book. There's no mention of Serena in the lists I have, I'm afraid.
I don't think she gave us any other information. Did I forget anything?
I wish I could say you did forget, but no. Perhaps she took a mortal name, an alias. Perhaps she just liked the name. It was pretty sounding.
Most divine creatures are very proud of their names. It's a whole thing. They have to earn them somehow.
But don't their names also give power over them?
It depends on the creature. If you find the true name of a trickster, the one it had before it got a new one, then yes, you can have a certain amount of power over them. But if this was a creature of old, then it would have just taken pride in the fact it had a name at all.
Perhaps it turned from Alb.
Did seem pretty proud of what she was doing for Alb, though, so...
What was she doing for Alb?
She
don't
was
know.
Stealing valuables and making goblins? But like a weird
Making
one.
goblins.
She turned the townspeople into goblins, I think.
They weren't really goblins, though. They were sort of goblinoid, like, looking, but something wasn't, right about them. Like, they weren't really in control, I suppose. Like, they went into Greenwater and just tore through the village, taking anything they could find, pretty much, that wasn't bolted down. They were taking, like, vases and flatware and chairs, and there's no connection to anything that we could find.
Well, that's very strange. And to turn some creature into another, that's very dark magic. It's against its will.
It's been wreaking havoc across the Greenwater, at least, and I think some other towns and villages in the area.
She slams the book closed and puts it back. I have heard whispers of there being stirring. Hey, come with me. And she crosses to the side of the library and sweeps like a tapestry back and reveals a kind of hidden door. Pulls a key out of her pocket, opens the door, slips in. Come on, in here.
I follow, trying to like put the books that I'm checking out in my bag, but now nothing really fits, and I'm just kind of like dragging it.
Lucy, can I take a quick look at the list of?
Yeah, you can
evil
snatch it off the
creatures?
shelf.
Okay, that might be useful later.
Yeah, I'll write it up and send it to you.
Thank you.
So Emil throws the door open, spreads her arms wide, and she says, "This is my grandmother's planetarium." And the room is overwhelming. The entire dome ceiling and half of the wall is glass, bright sunlight pouring through. Through it, you can see the ocean and the horizon beyond. A massive brass telescope dominates the center of the room. Papers are plastered to the walls, notes in a variety of handwriting, maps, and diagrams, the result of generations of Blueacres studying the stars. The single stone wall is painted dark blue, and strung across it on articulated arches of brass are stars and the 3 moons. If you watch carefully, they're moving very, very slowly, presumably matching their counterparts in the sky. The floor is a mosaic, silver and bronze and gold, splendid shapes and colors, dragons and serpents and other fantastic creatures winding together. You recognize it as a diagram of the constellations, a recreation of the blood spatter of Anhira. There is a single glass box on the wall, an ancient scroll pinned open like a butterfly inside. Half of it has been torn off, leaving the bottom jagged. You cannot read the script, but the diagram appears to be of the cosmos. My grandmother created this room to study the stars centuries ago.
That's amazing. We don't have anything like this in Sylvani. There's, way too much light from the city to be of any use. This is magnificent.
Giles
an excellent
is
view out here.
drawing diagrams of this to see if he can use it later on some other invention.
Okay. Yeah,
and also
the
muttering
telescope...
to himself about how this is true human achievement and way better than magic and shit all
Yeah,
around.
the telescope is a work of technological genius. So Emil crosses to the far corner of the room and starts looking at some of the maps and charts that are plastered to the wall. Now, you say it seemed as if she was gathering things.
Yes, but we couldn't find any connection to them. I mean, by the time we had been there, they had kind of already cleared the town out. So, maybe they already got what they really needed and were just looking for more. We couldn't really figure out too much from the cave. There was no journals or writings, and she didn't leave behind a body really to search. So,
Well, thought I might have an idea, but it doesn't seem like it lines up.
Well, any idea right now is better than the none that we have.
If she's prepping for the midsummer solstice, which isn't too far from now, that's a time in the year where the cosmos line up and it can lend quite a bit of magic to certain rituals.
What might she be trying to do?
Beyond me.
What does Eglinton know about Alb? I would imagine that I did some sort of a check. I can make another one if we don't remember.
No, you know this. Alb is the goddess of sharks, snakes, and ocean predators. She fought on the side of the abyssal gods in the war for Azmaara.
Okay, so definitely not one that we are into.
Nope, not a fan of her.
Okay.
I mean, it's possible that she is using the position of the stars. The way they relate to the ocean can lend a lot of power to any sort of ritual from any kind of deity connected with those powers.
But to what end?
I don't know.
I mean, nobody just, does these things. It's a lot of work.
It is a lot. Did she mention any other names? Anyone she might have been working with? It's a lot to try and tackle something like this on one's own.
I don't think she mentioned anybody but Alb. Does anyone else remember anything? I was kind of, distracted.
I was a bit distracted being unconscious.
Okay, you were only unconscious for 6 seconds.
I remember she had an allure about her.
Oh,
So,
yes,
yeah,
your
she was
jaw
really
hit the
hot,
floor
we all
for
know.
a
There
while.
was singing.
There was
Singing.
singing, and she had a very drawing and alluring presence as
yeah.
she sang.
I heard the
Made it
singing.
hard to concentrate.
It made me feel like I was nostalgic for back home, if that helps.
That lines up with the powers of Owl. I've encountered sirens in my time, and they have a very similar effect.
Yes, and that's why I think she was a siren, or at least related to that family of fey creatures.
We were brought to Greenwater at all because we got these notes from Zuli. So maybe wherever she went has to do with this? Especially if it's in the Slash. I mean, that's got all kinds of, weird, otherworldly, strange things there, and if it's to do with the solstice, maybe there's some kind of connection. I don't know. I'm kind of grasping at straws, I admit.
Perhaps. It is worth trying to find her, I suppose. Though I will warn you again not to trust her. She's a very dangerous woman.
Certainly take that warning to heart. Thank you.
If you do find her, please let me know. I've been looking for her for a very long time.
We will. Thank you so much, by the way, for your hospitality and all of your help. We all greatly appreciate it.
Certainly. I've been in similar straits you are now as an adventurer. I always appreciated the help I could get along the way.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit new, I'll admit.
Be
So, thank
careful.
you.
It can seem very exciting and very grand at the start, but there can be immense consequences.
Okay. Well, we'll be careful.
I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. We helped a lot of people in our time, and I wouldn't trade that, but...
Oh, no. This is a one-time thing. We're not
Well, maybe for him.
Oh, we're definitely a party already. We already discussed leadership and all of that, so we're good to go.
It's very difficult to really stay in a one-time only frame of mind when you owe someone your life.
I'll point to the painting and I'll say, was this your party then?
Yeah, they were the best friends I ever had.
I
the
apologize
least.
for your loss.
Thank
I
you.
bet it is quite lonely around here. If you ever need someone to talk to, I would be happy to be that person.
That's very kind of you. It does get a bit lonesome around here on my own.
Alright, well, I'll be around if you're ever in the mood for some company.
Appreciate it. Is there anything else I can help you with while you're here?
Well, during your adventuring years, have you ever been to Tajamani? Is there anything you can sort of...
Several
any
times.
advice?
The Blueacre family is originally from Tajamani. We migrated here about 1,000 years ago, something like that. Tajamani is a very big place. Nice place. Lovely continent. Good people. Much less concerned with conquest than the cities here. The mountains can be a bit risky, so I suppose watch your back when you're there.
Okay. Is there, I don't know, somebody maybe you could recommend that we can trust when we get over there to, maybe seek out for some more local advice or assistance?
Well, I mean, me and Giles are from there, so...
Yeah, we're pretty local already.
Oh, that's true. He just seems not too eager to be, going right home, so... Figured it would be good to ask.
If we have to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only kind of upset because I just got here. I just kind of came from Tajamani, was here for a week. Now I gotta go back.
It was like a spring break.
Yeah.
Look, sometimes you gotta walk around in circles to get the answers you're looking for.
That's very wise.
That's very grizzled detective of you.
Look, I know it's not the most enjoyable thing to have to backtrack, but if it's where we find answers, it's where we find answers.
That's fair. I have some memories of the place, but we should be okay.
Well, the hardest part of going to Taj Damani is getting to Taj Damani.
Right.
Yeah, there's a drift that pulls boats kind of to their death.
Yeah, the ocean's not the most friendly of places at all times.
Especially
I
if
know
we just
someone who
kill the
can get you
children
there.
of Bob.
Well, Ellery might actually favor you after doing that.
Well, that is true.
I'm sorry, did you have a suggestion for traveling?
I've got a friend in Salvani. She might be able to help you. Her name's Tam.
Eglantine's shoulders like droop at Silvani. Like, speaking of backtracking.
It's the best port for getting to and from Taj Damani. If you can find Tam Silver in Slipstream, she's an excellent captain.
Shame we have to go back there. Perhaps I can drop you off over there, Eglantine.
No, that's okay. We can just pass through real quick. Don't even need to stop by home. It's fine.
I think we should stop by home.
That's very generous of you, Emil.
Certainly. As I said, I'm happy to help. You're a Penrose, aren't you?
Oh, yes, I am. My shield, like, has our family, like, sigil on it, so it's not subtle.
I've done some business in the Penroses. I've done some business in the Penroses in the past. Two great collections of knowledge, hard not to run into each other.
Oh, I'm sure I hope it was a, good interaction, at least. I know some of my family can be a little challenging to speak to.
They're enthusiastic.
It's one way to put it.
Can I offer you rooms for the night? I have plenty of guest chambers.
That is very generous of you.
I think we should stay here.
Eglantine looks so happy.
I'd hate to put you out. I can always just find somewhere to camp.
Well, that's not necessary. I have tons of rooms, plenty of places for people to stay. It's a very big house for just me.
Lifts cloak over. Yeah, I guess I could stay.
Fuck.
So, unrelated, but I forgot to mention it earlier. I am very sick, so my voice is a bit weak, and I will be coughing a lot. So.
Oh, no worries.
You're fine.
Feel better, though. That stinks.
Yes, do feel better.
Well, I think we would gladly accept, the offer of lodging for the evening. Again, that's very kind.
Certainly, and feel free to use the library as much as you'd like.
Star eyes.
I've always believed that knowledge exists to be shared.
Oh, that is very generous of you. I mean, I'm not sure when I'll be in a position to ever repay the kindness, but, if there's anything I ever can do, please let me know as well.
No repayment necessary. I've got a legacy to live up to. And she glances at the painting when she says that, specifically at the woman with silver hair.
You really like that painting.
I'm afraid I miss my friends very much.
You seem to you have a longing look as you look at it. I know that to look very well.
I'm afraid I rather blame myself. I was the
Well,
only one to survive.
Perhaps we could talk about this over a drink. Come on, Bellinor.
Certainly. I can make tea. I do have liquor, if you prefer.
I think this is a liquor story.
Hey,
Don't you think so, Bellinor?
I think so.
Right. Follow me. And she leads you out of the library to just a couple doors down to a beautiful solarium. There's very comfy looking white furniture, a bunch of sunlight. It's lovely. And she opens a little cabinet in the corner and pulls out a couple glasses and a bottle of amber liquid. It starts pouring. In the corner of that room, there is a small globe. It's magically like hovering midair in the corner. It's wrought in silver and gold, and as you watch, it moves. Little amber ships come and go from the ports of Selvani, Tajdamani, Nordcliffe, and the Ice Flats. Serpentine shapes weave through the North Pass, and the Telende glimmers, hazy and shifting with fey magic. In Tajdamani, the slash cuts through the mountains like a cloud of sparkling onyx. The Evron Mountains are marked with jarring scarlet. Pearl white storms brew in the cauldron, and at the bottom of the globe is completely obscured by churning mist. Emil offers you all glasses of generously poured liquor.
After spending time with Eggie, it's much needed.
Cheers to new acquaintances, and I'll drink mine.
Cheers.
Eglantine takes a sip and is clearly unaccustomed to like hard liquor.
And
Giles doesn't even get that far. He sniffs it and then he pours his into Eglantine's drink.
Gabriel raises the glass up again. And to fallen comrades.
To fallen comrades. It's not a happy story.
Most stories I know don't have a happy ending, so
Yeah, reading
settles
the wrong
in the
books.
chair.
Very depressing.
Who would you say was like the leader of the group before we get in, just so I know the dynamic? Because we voted and I'm the leader of our little group, so.
Talia. We didn't have an official leader. We preferred to make decisions as a group, but when push came to shove, it was Talia.
Yes, I believe our leadership has changed like 3 times at this point, because at one point I was like, okay, I don't want that responsibility, and then I voted Gabriel was the leader. So it kind of changes with the wind.
It can take a bit to find your feet.
Gabriel's not the leader.
Yeah, I think we kind of shied away from that.
I hated one of our party members for the longest time. Griselda, the halfling woman, and her cat. I hated her. Desperately. She was a wizard, very talented, very smart, and she always thought she knew better than me. It was a little demeaning of my faith at times, believed in science and logic.
What? Oh, hold on. Getting mad at someone for believing in science and logic isn't necessarily, that's not necessarily fair, but also smart wizards are the worst.
I mean, you can
You
can care about science and logic and not dismiss somebody's religion.
I don't
She
really
saved my
care
life.
about either.
Well, that's a pretty good way to get over some grudges.
And then I saved hers, and she saved mine again. And so on and so forth. And by the end of it, I realized that I didn't hate her at all. She's still alive, actually. She left before we went to the Averon Mountains. She set up shop in Selvani, I think. I always wondered that if she had been with us on that day, things would have gone differently.
Well, perhaps you should reach out to her. You said you don't hate her anymore.
But I rather think she hates me.
Well, for what? What did you do?
I survived.
Ah, right.
Nobody else did.
We're going through to Selvani anyway, it seems. If you'd like, we could, bring something by for her, a letter even, anything.
We could come with us.
No, I've found I rather prefer to stay home these days. But I might take you up on your offer of taking a letter.
Certainly. It would be our pleasure.
I appreciate it. The party was myself, Elise Donera. She was a monk, also from Tajdamani, very talented. There was Marco, never told us his last name, didn't want to. And she gestures. There's another smaller painting. It's a different painting, this one. It's just 3 of the 6 party members. One of them is the half-orc, and one of them is the monk, and the other is the tabaxi. And the half-orc is clearly Marco. Tink is in the shade. It's from Tajdamani as well, tabaxi. Fantastic at picking locks. Obviously Griselda and Talia. Talia Firebrand, and believe me, she deserved the name. Always determined to do the right thing.
What happened?
We've been together for about 5 years at that point, traveling all across the world, helping people where we could, making more money than we could frankly believe. People will pay a lot if you're willing to save their lives. And then we went to Zalvani on request of, I don't even remember who it was anymore, some duchess or something. Had a trade problem, but we solved it for her. It was easy. There was someone selling internal secrets, caught them, turned them over to the guards. And she threw us a dinner in our honor. And we went. And we were having such a lovely time. And then one of the most beautiful women I'd ever seen approached me. She had long, dark hair and eyes like silver coins. And she smiled, and she was so lovely. I thought I fell in love instantly. And that was Zuli Ashani. And we spoke that night. We spoke for a long time. And she told me there was something waiting for me in the Avran Mountains, and that I needed to go see what it was. And something about that felt right. I follow Anya, who is a local ocean spirit. And I dreamed that night, and in the dream, Anya was there. And she told me to listen to Zuli, to go and find out what it was. And so I went. Then I brought my whole party with me, and we brought back up 50 soldiers from surrounding cities because we knew it was dangerous. We went. And I'm still not sure what we found there. It almost killed me, and I don't even know what it was. I never got a good look at it. Could barely hit it. It was smoke and shadows. And there was something in the air that was just so sad. I remember it sounded like the wind was crying as we climbed the mountain. It massacred all of us. I don't really remember what happened. It swiped at me, just about ripped my face off, sent me flying. I hit my head. When I woke up, I was alone, covered in blood. All the others were dead. Stumbled my way down the mountain half blind. I thought I would die there too. Part of me wanted to. But Anya granted me the strength to survive. I never got my answer for what was waiting there for me, for what I was supposed to find. I still don't know why Anya sent me there, why Zuli sent me there. I wouldn't have gone if it wasn't for her. That's why I want you to be careful of her.
So Giles looks pretty shook. Wait. So a dark creature made of darkness and smoke with long claws attacked you and went for your eye?
I don't know if it was specifically going for my eye. It was all a bit chaotic. But yes, definitely. Just about took my face off. It's been 100 years and the scars still won't heal. Tried everything.
I understand the scars that don't heal. It tends to happen from...
things from the other world.
Yes.
They like to leave a mark.
Indeed they do. They like to remind you of the pain they've inflicted.
I know people from this world who like to do that too. I think it's just luck of the draw.
Suppose that's true. But this was certainly a creature from the other world.
Yes. And you said you had other soldiers with you as well, right? They all perished?
We did.
Too?
Every single one. There wasn't anything left of them. I didn't even have bodies to bury.
And you have never went back, right?
No. Couldn't bring myself to. Barely leave the house these days.
Well, no one can blame you for not wanting to return to that place. I am truly sorry for the loss of your companion.
Thank you.
Eggy, can I talk to you for a second?
Right now?
I mean, yeah?
Oh, sure. Sorry, excuse us.
No, it's fine.
Take my still very, like, doubly full drink since he added his, and I, like, follow. What's the matter? Are you okay?
So I don't think we should go to Tajdamani.
Why? I mean, I know that was, a pretty intense story, but, I mean, I think the next place we have to go if we want any answers.
Yeah, but why do we want answers? Why do we care? I mean, we're not getting anything out of this except for risking our lives. I wanted to talk to you because the other two are too stubborn. They think they're too invincible to actually think about what we're going against. Otherworldly creatures that took out centuries-old professional killers.
Well, but I mean, we're not necessarily looking for that creature or anything. I mean,
we're looking for Zuri.
Zuli.
Right? Zuli. I don't know if
It's okay, this is a really strong drink.
I don't know if I trust her, and I don't know if I want to give her the chance.
I mean, I think we know not necessarily to trust her, especially after what Emil has said, who I definitely do trust. I mean, her reputation is just amazing in the things she's done and her family. I think we can believe what she tells us at least, and...
Right, she's telling us that it's going to be very dangerous.
Yeah, but she also said that she wasn't telling us not to go because of it. And if we go and, we keep all of our, eyes peeled together and, we do the proper research before we actually go and try to do anything, maybe we can succeed where these people failed. And think of everything we could learn if we do.
I mean, I know, but I know that college is boring or whatever you're doing, but are you really willing to risk your life? Certain death? Like, think about what that would do, not just to you, but to the people around you.
Well, I'm not in college, and Eglantine actually looks a little, deflated and sad at that. But I'm taking some time away from home to see the world, as it were, and I mean, Tajdamani would be a wonderful thing to see, if nothing else, but I mean, I understand your reluctance to go home if that's what this is.
I mean, it's less about going home and more about, ironically, going to somewhere that I don't know. And I mean, going somewhere where we have no information, we have nothing to help us defend ourselves, except for the word of this person that's not even telling us to try to find them.
I mean, we have a lot to protect ourselves with. We have, the strength and wisdom of Kaluri behind us to help guide the way, and we have Lil Vati's amazing magics and skills, and Belenor's strength, and Gabe is there too.
But aren't there better people? Like, people that are more well-equipped than we are?
I don't know about... I mean, maybe, probably. But who? They're not here. and they weren't reached out to by Zuli. And if she is a seer, even if she might be a little bit of a dangerous and a tricky one, she's still a seer of the gods, and I think it would be more foolish to ignore her than to follow her.
All right, just be careful.
I will, and you too. We'll all be careful together. And, just... I think things will be okay. We just have to stick to it. Stick to our path.
I mean, I guess wherever we go, that's where we'll be. That's something my brother used to say.
Is your brother back home?
Yeah, no. That did make it sound like he was dead. No, he's fine. He's more than fine, actually.
Okay, good. That would have been sad.
No, he just used to say that to me before, when we were training together.
Oh.
All right, I guess let's get back. You have a lot of drink to finish.
Oh, yeah. I'll take a sip, and now that we're away from everyone else, she'll just let the hard liquor, Lindsay is pretty young. She hasn't drank that much besides wine. So
Baby.
All right. With that excellent roleplay, I think we're going to take a quick break. I believe Megan is ready to join us when we get back.
Yay.
Bird Mom!
Barb
Yes,
Mom.
she's here.
Maybe someone. We've been trying so hard to get someone to smooch this NPC.
I gave it a valiant
You did your
go.
best.
it was a very valiant
but you don't roll that
try.
way. It's all good.
Yeah. All right, we'll be back. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Bye.
And we're back.
Woo!
What
Okay.
my captions say rat-a-tat-tat. Okay.
Yo, my caption's been weird tonight. Like when I was saying something, it was I forget what I was saying. Something about friends or something. It's like finances, and I'm like, what?
Finances, yes. All right, so Eglantine and Giles wander back in after their chat in the hallway. Emil has begun regaling you about a bar fight she was in at one time that Talia caused.
Gosh, I think I'm in love. I will match bar fight stories and pit fighting exchanges.
Nice.
But I will boast proudly.
So then Marco pulls out a beer stein. Lord knows where he got it. He wasn't drinking beer like a minute ago. Whacks the guy over the head. No idea what he was thinking. Guy staggers because Marco's like twice as big as him. He's tiny, he's a dwarf. And he goes flying. And of course the rest of his table stands up. And I was so done. Like, what was the plan there, Marco? What were you thinking?
That totally sounds like Marco already. That's not my accent.
Hey, Bellinor, remember when you kicked the shit out of that Goliath?
Oh yeah, that Goliath was easy. I just kind of pushed him over with like one pinky finger.
You just walked up to him and you pushed
He
him.
didn't even want to fight me. He just looked at me and he turned away.
Oh, all right.
I have quite a
Where was
reputation.
this?
Oh, this was in Greenwater?
Not with the Goliath through Greenwater. That's an encounter.
Yes, weird, huh?
Yeah.
Oh no,
Yep.
Belinor's real strong.
Oh, I'm sure.
That is true.
No one fights like Bellinor. No one.
And you actually see Moraine like leaning against the wall, rolling her eyes really hard.
Oh,
We got a lot of Beauty and the Beast in this episode, apparently.
we really do.
There's no. I see this as an absolute win.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that layout. That layout reminds me of Beauty and the Beast super hard.
It's
in a
true.
good
Maybe
way.
it's like a subconscious thing going
That's
there.
true.
I enjoy the vibe.
Well, anyways, that is the story of how I beat up a Goliath. Oh, little Vati, you are spacing out a little bit today. Are you okay?
I've just been very distracted. I don't know. I feel like I can't even remember getting here, honestly. I think the drink I had earlier has really fuzzed up my brain.
This is fair. You have
Oh,
to
no.
watch alcohol. It is strong.
She might have drank some of my natural gas that I use for my fire palms.
Why would that be
No.
in my wine cup?
Well, I ran out of room in my bag, so I started storing highly explosive natural gas in your bag.
Do I have any? I'm just kind of like standing up, not touching anything.
That's not okay.
I need to go check my things. I'll be right back. And she's gonna go check her backpack for any strange, unaccounted for liquids that need to be dumped out.
Pull out a couple of vials.
I pull them out, send them gently aside, turn and glare at him every time I find one.
Giles, we need to talk about something called boundaries.
Did you borrow space from anyone else?
No. That would be a bad thing to do, right? Because if so, then I definitely didn't. But also,
Start
you might
checking
want
my
to double
bag.
check because I think that I saw this suspicious figure putting vials of gas into your.
Zone of truth.
If you're really casting that, we're gonna need to make some saves.
Give me a wisdom save.
Okay.
Eglantine is fed up with this.
Oh no, wisdom? That's not exactly my strong suit. Oh, that's an 8.
Yeah, no, that'll be a fail. The DC is 14.
Just barely. I may have stored some various acids in all of your vials. Or in all of your bags.
That's
Where
pretty cool.
exactly?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Yes, that's why we're asking.
Yes, I would, and you can't lie.
Yes, it just mostly in your back pockets where you guys keep your food rations.
I don't have pockets, but I very concernedly start
bag.
looking through the like overflowing bag of books for like, you know, acid.
You put the volatile chemicals next to the food. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, I didn't want to burn the paper.
Is this something that you do a lot?
I haven't really had a party to stick vials of acid in their bags for yet.
But you know, like family, friends, acquaintances.
My entire family deals with various magical charms and swords, daggers.
So does that mean they have no sense of personal space? I don't understand.
I think it just means if our stuff gets mixed up, they wouldn't really notice.
Like all your laundries together, but with explosives?
Yeah, pretty much.
Interesting. Okay, well, it's a little different here outside of your family. Generally, it's not even good to go looking through somebody else's things without permission, much less placing your own things in their things, and very, very much less dangerous things being placed in somebody else's things without so much as a how do you do. You
Please?
drugged me.
I mean, that is essentially what happens.
Kind of. Is that a bad thing?
Yes. Okay,
Well,
first
now
of
I know that
all,
the natural
lesser
gas-
restoration, just to be safe.
You feel significantly better.
And Giles, I want you to promise to never go into any of our belongings without express permission.
I promise that at this point, I have no intention of doing that.
Look, buddy, I catch you in my shit and I cut you.
Also, I get to drug you back later and you won't know when it's going to happen.
This sounds fair.
It's only a fair sentence. The Grey Watch would do something similar.
It's justice.
I lean over to Emil. Did anything like this ever happen to your adventuring party, or is this pretty weird? I don't really know.
You'd be surprised. There's always some growing pains in the early days.
I am hoping that is what this is.
I once caught Tinker putting, vials of acid in my bag. I was not happy with him, but it did end up saving my life later, so.
And
See,
what
I
did
could have saved your life.
I used it to melt out of some ties. It was all tied up by one of the megalomaniacs that just tends to come out of the woodworks.
What are you going to do without my vials of acid now, huh? You're just going to get tied up and killed? I was
No
trying
one's
to
going to
protect you.
tie me up, first off. Don't get any ideas. Second off, did we meet earlier? I'm sorry. I'm Lava T.
We did. Emil Blueacre. A pleasure.
No, Blueacre. My apologies. Like I said, I was slightly drugged
Yeah.
a minute ago.
Well, that would cause some memory issues, I imagine.
Yes, and it's caused problems.
Every
Is it
time
there?
that Eglantine finds another vial, she just sticks it in Giles' face and goes, "I'm keeping this," and puts it somewhere else. You don't get anything back until you promise to never do this again.
I
or
have
anything
no intention
similar.
of doing it again.
I know you say you have no intention, but I mean, I'm not an idiot, so say you're never going to do it again.
What if you guys is like a secret spy for the government and I have to look through your things to make sure that you're not going to double cross us?
You
in
can
that
cross that
situation,
bridge when you get to it and check with somebody else on the team and get
Wait,
express permission
Do
from
you
them.
think you're
you
a
say
spy
team?
for the government? Hold on. Team?
We're all spies if you think about it.
I'm not a
And
spy.
I'm not a spy. I have an express purpose that you're quite aware of.
I'm a
Okay.
spy. Just kidding. That was a joke. Let's do the humor and throw it there.
I'm gonna, if Bellador allows me, I'll punch him on the shoulder. Oh, Bellador, you've got such a sense of humor.
I punch it back,
Giles.
but I miss.
Almost sends me flying out of the chair.
Sorry.
God,
Giles.
Eleanor, your punches and your hands and everything about you is just so strong and athletic.
Thank you. Yes, I'm glad someone else is really noticing this.
Yes. Hey, Miss Blueacre, you really take notice of this, huh?
Oh, Giles, that is so out of the blue and not what I'm trying to do at all.
It's very strong and impressive. I will say, once Griselda put an entire jar of bat guano in my bag and it exploded when I got hit by an axe. It just missed me. Hit my bag. Bat guano. All of it. Everything. Terrible, terrible day.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Yeah, if you make my bag explode, I'm gonna lose all of my books, and I think I might have to hurt you.
Then you might want to get rid of all the stuff you just took from me.
I take it back out of the other pockets that I had moved it in away from my books, and I'll just slide it over towards Gabe, so it's his problem now.
I'm gonna slide it back like the petty asshole I am.
I ignore it. Now there's just vials of like explosive acid sitting out on a table, on like sitting cross-armed and not looking at Gabe. I still didn't hear you say.
Sorry. Going to take the acid. It's on my dining room table.
Fine.
It's a nice table.
I'll take the acid, but I swear by all that is holy and unholy, if it ruins anything that I own, Giles, I am taking that bug out of your eye and I'm eating it.
It's mechanical.
And I will find a way.
Can I ask, what? This might be a sensitive topic, believe me, I know something about that. But what is the story with that mechanical insect?
Well, I believe the rest of you guys probably put this together, but I was a student at the academy. I don't really practice magic anymore. Anyway, we were practicing some magic, and I was attacked by a fey creature by the name that I definitely remember of
Sharena,
that one. Sharena.
And Emil's eyes go wide. Sharena?
Yeah.
You're very lucky to be alive.
Yeah, I am. My brother kind of had to step in, save me.
Oh, you must be very grateful.
Yes, I never allowed to stop thinking about it. Anyway, I lost my eye and he made me this new one.
Well, it's a very impressive piece of engineering. May I take a closer look?
Yeah, sure. And I give her the eye.
She starts inspecting it. I've never really been one for mechanics myself, but more my grandmother's area. She's very good at that sort of thing. I've always been more of the faithful sort than the scientific, but this is very impressive machinery.
Yeah, it's the machinery is pretty impressive, but the main thing is the crystal in the middle. It contains a fey spirit within it.
Well, that's genius. Did you come up with this?
No, it was pretty much all my brother.
It's very clever.
Yes, quite clever.
She hands it back to you. You managed to imprison a fey creature in a crystal.
I think it's a lesser fey creature. I don't know if he really imprisoned it. I think he might have struck a deal. I'm not really sure.
Huh. I'm going to have to look into that. That's very clever.
Yes. And look at these cool gloves. Aren't these very impressive? They've got lines that connect to vials of natural gas in my suit, so that when I snap, it creates a spark that causes an explosion.
That is very smart. So you clicked like this, and it sparks.
I've got flint and steel on the fingertips. And
It's a very good idea. So you can use this in a fight? Or are they just trick gloves?
No. I can use it in a fight. It's a bit tricky because it's a bit sensitive, but as long as nothing too terrible happens to them, I can use them against my opponents. It takes a while though, because it takes a while for me to to stick in new vials of natural gas, so I can only really use 2 of them per day.
I just need to stop you right there. I seem to recall that we've been in one major fight and you tried to turn tail and flee, didn't you? Something about not being used to fighting. Now you're talking about using things against your opponent. What opponents have you fought exactly?
I didn't really make this for myself. I may have made it for a pirate, but the important thing is how clever it is.
I'm sorry, did you say a pirate?
Yes. A pirate by the name of Man Silver, or Nam Silver, Tam Silver, whatever that is. It took me a while there. I got it eventually.
Oh, you know Tam. Oh, she's lovely, isn't she?
Yes. She's actually one of my best customers. A lot of my inventions were originally made for her.
So that's where she gets all those clever little devices.
Yes.
Remarkably upstanding woman for a pirate.
She really is. Never written a done deal. I even let her test out my machines before she buys.
Huh. Well, she'll certainly help you if you wish to find her then.
Oh, do you have any idea where she is?
I believe she should be in the docks of Salvani within a month.
So we could go there and maybe she could take us back to Tajamani. She's going by there a lot.
She goes through the archipelago fairly regularly.
What do you guys think? Are you guys still mad at me about the acid thing? Because I just thought
But yes, for one thing,
That was
that's
30
going to
seconds
linger.
ago.
Yes. For 2 things, why are you wanting to go meet with this pirates?
we need to get to wow, you really were drugged, weren't you? We need to get to Taj Damani so that we can go talk to Zuli so that she can pay us.
Okay, so for like a ride?
Yeah.
Yes, I know you're kind of zoning out, but basically, Emil here was so kind enough to tell us that the last place that she thinks Zuli is would be on Taj Damani. So we were trying to look for a ride home or somewhere new for some of you. And she recommended that we go talk to this pirate lady.
Well, I heard the pirate lady recommendation. I'm just wondering why we wouldn't go to a legitimate sailing vessel where we could just pay our way like good law-abiding citizens.
It's a bit more complicated than that. The path to Taj Damani is incredibly dangerous, and being with a large sailing area is even more so.
And it sounds like more fun.
Tam's
Okay.
ship is one of the fastest in the cauldron. She'll get you where you need to go, and she'll get you there fast.
Very true.
And she'll give you a good deal, especially if you already know her and you use my name. I've done lots of business with her in the past.
And if we participate in a raid?
She's not really that type of pirate. She's more of a seaborne mercenary.
Then she's a privateer and less of a pirate. Pirates tend
Yeah.
to operate outside of the law. Something
That's
I don't
totally
really want
different.
to be.
She's more of a smuggler than robbing other people on the high seas.
Oh, what does she smuggle?
Anything you
Magic
name?
items, liquors, syrups,
We're
spices,
going to Tabs.
silks. You know,
Okay.
things that are heavily taxed or difficult to get your hands on too.
Okay, so nothing like super dangerous.
Like
Well,
explosives.
sometimes she wouldn't deal anything that could cause quite a lot of harm. She does deal in some magic items sometimes, but usually not ones that are going to hurt anybody.
Right. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Just do need to be a little careful about the type of people I associate with.
No, Tam is, well, perhaps not law-abiding. She does have a moral code. Trustworthy.
Okay. Certainly, and I mean, if you vouch for her, then certainly I trust her as well.
I do believe she's done business with the Penroses.
Do I recognize the name? I
You
may
don't.
not know necessarily from the Penrose side, at least.
You've probably heard the name Tam Silver whispered before,
Okay, but
because she and Dockmaster Voyden hate each other. They hate each
Okay.
other.
all right.
But you wouldn't know that she's done business.
Okay. Yeah, I
Your
wouldn't be
parents
privy
probably
to
haven't
that.
told you they do business
Yeah,
with pirates.
No, makes sense. Okay, well, think that's probably gonna be, the best person to go to.
I just feel pretty opposed to this, but I don't know of a better solution off the top of my head. I
pour some natural gas into a cup. Here, have this to drink. We'll be there in no time.
What did we just tell you?
I'm gonna smack it out of his hand.
She was objecting.
Yes, I'm allowed to have objections. It's a
Yeah.
really bad idea to drug somebody to get over their objections. You need to learn this. This is very important.
You
For
were
the
just
sake of
being all
efficiency.
upset about not wanting to go there yourself. So I think it's fair for, Lavati
but
to
I
have
wanna
some
go.
reservations about the manner in which we go.
Agreed.
Fine, I promise I won't drug any of you, mostly.
There will be larger ships that you can get passage on, but they'll be much slower and probably more expensive.
I mean, I'm okay with that rather than getting on the boat of a villain.
She's not a villain.
Yes, she is.
She breaks the law on occasion. She doesn't hurt people.
Belenor, you're our leader, our fearless leader.
That is true, but it is somewhat of a democracy, so maybe we should take a vote.
Look, I'm
In
in
honor
a
of the month.
I am in a similar boat.
Nice.
Very amusing.
As Viva la T. The last thing I need is to end up on the wrong side of the law.
Really?
Tam won't get caught. She's very good at that. She's been doing this for more than a decade. Never been caught before.
Yes, she has.
I imagine she's not going to be telling us if, there are smuggled goods on the ship that we are booking passage on. So if she is
There
doing
definitely will
anything,
be.
it's none of our business. As long as they're not dangerous.
I guarantee you, something you've drunk has probably been smuggled in from her.
Emil glances at her liquor cabinet and is like,
Nice. Well, we can vote on it, or we can talk about it more tomorrow. Get a good night's sleep, and I'll think about what we want to do. We can also just decide when we get there. It's gonna be a little bit to get back to Silvani, so we'll have some time.
I have a teleportation circle. I can get you there in 10 minutes.
Oh,
Well, why didn't...
where does it connect to?
Fucking rich people.
What does it connect to? It's been a while since I used it. I believe it connects to the Grand Library in Silvani.
I would be very familiar with that place.
Yes, you would. Been there a lot.
Well, I'm all fine with the teleportation circle, but we should give you time to at least write a note to your friend so I can deliver it for you personally.
Well, I can, it's getting rather late. I can prepare for some dinner and then show you where your rooms are. Let you freshen up before we eat.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Thank you. We've been traveling for some time now.
That would be great.
You're most welcome.
Yeah, Gabriel's not the best cook.
That is true.
It's true.
Okay, she stands up. She leads you all to some rooms. It's on the second floor. They're nice. But
I have a +5 to survival. I am a better cook than you'll ever
No,
be.
that just means you know how to cook good protein-rich meals. It doesn't mean
doesn't
they
mean
taste
taste good.
You're on the trinket diet.
Yeah, you're giving us beetles and shit.
You insist the meat is better raw.
I'm looking at Viva la T help me out here, please.
I'm sorry, I'm very hung up on us possibly going with this pirate. If we go with her, can I turn her in after?
I'd rather you didn't. She's a friend.
You are all quite lawful.
Yes, I work for the government.
No, I did not know these things.
Yeah, you haven't mentioned that before.
That's how I met Gabriel.
Ooh.
Yes.
Oh.
Ooh.
What do you do?
Things, stuff, cool things.
Okay.
Earlier when I joked and I said I was a spy, was I hinting at something a little too close to home?
I'm not a spy.
That's just what a spy would say. It
Exactly.
happens in Love Crisis.
I read that one too, exactly.
No, I think if you ask a spy if they're a spy, they have to tell you.
I think that's an urban myth.
Yeah, I don't think that's true.
I think that's the City Watch. Sorry, Viva La T.
I thought a spy couldn't come into your home unless you invited them.
Oh.
Unless they have a slip of paper that invites them themselves.
Ah.
Anyway.
You don't have to tell us. It is interesting to know that I am traveling with 3 lawful people. I've never done that before.
Lawful people. Do you normally travel with unlawful people?
I don't really travel with people.
Criminals?
I don't really travel with people. I'm just getting a vibe of the group.
Okay. Alright. Well then, yes, I guess I'm a lawful person. I try to stay out of trouble. It would not be good for my family.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, I definitely understand that, but that's why I don't think this is, too bad. It's nothing that really, I don't know, concerns us, I guess. It's not like it's weapons or anything like that. And like I said, we're not being asked to smuggle anything ourselves, which, certainly we wouldn't do. We're just booking passage on a ship to get someplace quickly so that we can help people.
If my father found out I was within spitting distance, oh my gosh, he would lose his mind.
Look, I mean, my fathers would kill me too, but that's why, nobody's gonna tell them, right? And I look around at everybody. Zone of Truth is still up.
I would probably tell them. I would probably
No.
tell them if they paid me to do so, yes.
You don't have to pay me. That would be a big deal. He talks about this. There are very few notorious bad guys that I know from Salvani, and she's on the list. She comes up in dinner conversations.
Mostly
She would
because she's
be-
never been caught.
Yeah, she would be quite the bounty. Right in
And,
my colorful
Well,
well.
hold on. She's like my only customer.
I wonder why. Stop drugging people. Maybe you'll get more.
I mean, that's a good, valid point.
It was accidental.
No.
No,
You
that
just
second
threatened to
time
do it
you did it
again.
in front of all of us.
Yeah,
Okay.
he did threaten to do it again.
We're trying to save lives here. Let's not get hung up on the details.
Okay, well, if it's a concern for, family entanglements, I will agree then that maybe it's best we find something else.
Plus, I as I have stated, not that Eggy gives a shit, I can't really be on the wrong side of the law at this current moment.
Are you on probation, Gabriel?
Looks at Viva La T like, we talked about this. Like, don't bring this up in front of everyone.
I'm just joking, and she'll punch him in the shoulder.
This may be the only D&D party ever to be a bunch of lawful nerds that are
Gabriel
doing
has
the wrong way to
reasons.
not break the law.
I'm totally punching the first guard we see in Silvani.
Gabriel
Look,
has reasons.
Eglantine was all for exciting smuggler adventure, but, then someone had to be like, my parents. And it's a valid point.
So we are willing to get information on her and where her whereabouts are and where she's going and turn that into the authorities. I'm all for it.
Agreed.
If you're looking for a less illegal means of transportation, Marissa Tagliani, she might be able to help you. She runs, she's pretty high up in the shipping guild, not in charge, but she should know someone who can take you.
Wait, can you teleport us all the way to Tajin Money? That would be...
Yeah. Yes, I can.
Then why are we asking about a ship?
No, sorry. I can teleport you straight to Salvani. Sorry, I misheard you. No, can't get you all the way to Taj and Damani. I'm afraid I don't have a connecting teleportation circle there.
Gotcha. I was like, we could just do that, but that's okay. Anyways, I'm gonna go freshen up. You guys keep discussing, and I'm gonna run up to wherever she showed my room was.
Yeah, it's a nice room. Pretty big, kind of bland. It's just your standard guest room.
Cool.
Here's another issue. Do we have enough money to get to Taj Damani?
I mean, we'll be able to, see what we can do and handle it when we get there. I'm sure I've got a few things I could probably sell, maybe. If we need to. I mean, I guess if we really need to, we could try and ask my dad's for some money, but I would really rather not.
Yeah, how much would it cost here?
It depends on which ship you're taking. If it's a passenger ship, it'll be a little bit more. If you're going on a cargo ship that's willing to take you, probably a little bit less, though significantly less comfortable. At a guess, and it's been a while since I've had to book passage. 800 gold pieces each.
Oh.
So let's just get 800 gold pieces each. I'm currently at 0, so...
How are you at 0?
You have
I spent all my money on the mouse.
The mouse?
I put the clockwork mouse on the floor and it starts just going in circles.
Oh.
This is my life savings.
I'm gonna have to talk to you sometime about investment. Have you heard of the Silvani Stock Exchange?
At the time, I thought it would be useful.
Your friend did make a good point, actually. I'm not sure who you'd speak to, but it could be worth inquiring about the teleportation circle. They will charge for use if you don't have a personal recommendation. But if you've got a Penrose with you, they might be willing to help.
Well, we can certainly give it a try.
Your parents actually might have connections in Taj Damani. I believe the Academy has a teleportation circle.
The Academy?
Yeah.
Does my family have a teleportation circle?
Probably.
Am I just totally sitting on that right now? Because that would be pretty excellent.
Yeah. Well, you probably don't really know all that much about the business side of things, but...
No,
yeah,
but
probably.
I mean, I would think if we still have, a teleporting, room in the house I live in, I would know that.
Yeah, a lot of your siblings have been to the Academy, so they probably got one put in.
Okay. Be well, I mean, if we're gonna try that, I guess it's possible my parents can help us.
That's good to hear.
I don't know, though. They might not let me come with you. And I just, pout.
Why wouldn't they?
Well, I was supposed to, be on my trip for a while longer, and I'm just a little worried if I come home so soon, they're gonna be all like, oh, Eglantine, you're already done with your stupid adventure. Why don't you just stay home? And I don't want to do that yet. It's only been like a couple of months, and I should have more time.
We can vouch that this is part of the stupid adventure.
I have an idea. We plan an elaborate heist.
Go on.
Why?
That's it. That's my idea.
Oh. Workshop it.
Drink some of that gas. Anyway. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's probably fine. They didn't say I couldn't come home before I was done. I'm just, a little worried. They were, all you're gonna get tired of this trip, right away, and come crying home, you'll see. And I was all, no, I won't, dads. And they were all, yes, you will. And, I just don't want it to seem like that.
Well, don't come crying home. Just smile obnoxiously largely, the whole time.
I suppose.
So you're having a good time.
Yeah.
Look happy to be with Gabriel.
I don't know.
Come on, old chum.
For the sake of the mission.
Don't you want to go on a worldwide adventure?
Well, I mean, yes. I just didn't want to have to ask them for help to do it.
And you're gonna have to do it with me.
Yeah, you can't always get what you want.
Yeah, well.
So that's a no on the elaborate heist?
That would be a
No on the elaborate heist.
Okay. Then I guess it's down to talk to your parents.
Aw. Fine. She's really unhappy about it. We can
You know we're gonna
ask
go
them
fight
for some
unknown
help.
dangers to try to talk to a seer that almost got us killed.
Yeah.
Talking to your parents is
Maybe
the bit you're
don't-
upset about.
Maybe don't mention that part when we see them, by the way. Or like any of the monster fighting bits, you know?
You know how you lie to your parents.
Yeah, just, really talk about the library bit. Like, they'll like that.
We went to one library.
Yeah, and it was a really nice one. Look at
Thank
this! Oh, you're welcome! It's wonderful! I love it! I wish we didn't have to leave so soon.
Well, you're welcome to visit again anytime. I'll go get dinner started while you go figure this out.
Just
Okay.
big eyes. Edmontine's eyes already look really big behind her glasses, but like now they're like marvelously, impressively huge and excited at open invitation to return.
She leaves.
Okay.
When we get a sec, I'm gonna ask Maureen what she's thinking about everything.
Okay. So Moraine is sitting on the bed, kind of watching you, frowning.
I'm like doing stress sit-ups. Right, and then she told us that we have to go all the way back to Tajin the Money, and I just came from there, and I really would not like to do that, but...
I want to know what this Zuli has to say for herself.
Okay.
The name Blueacre rings a bell, though.
No, I am Belle.
No.
I got you to laugh. That was
Good
pretty
joke,
good.
but-
Thank you.
I swear I've heard it before.
And can you remember the context around it, at least?
No. Mm-mm. She did say she was originally from Tajdamani. That might be it. Maybe I knew her ancestor.
Probably. You knew lots of people, right?
A fair amount. I don't know.
What else do you know of Alb? I didn't really ask you.
She's bad news. She fought with the Abyssal Gods in the war for Tajdamani. I'm checking my notes. It's generally bad news. Created most of the things in the ocean that people don't like to run into when they're on it.
So you think this is all worth the risk of going to find Zuli somewhere that... Sorry. Going to find Zuli somewhere that may be very dangerous? Just to
If
stop
Albus stirring
this...
again,
Yes.
it's not good news.
Alright, and where are you on the whole, like, pirate versus legal means of travel?
I don't care.
Alright,
She can get you where you need to go.
Alright,
She's not hurting anybody.
Good, I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page before I, the leader of the group, go ahead. We need a name. Before I go ahead and make all the decisions again.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, see you, Maureen!
Keep an eye on that Blueacre. And she disappears.
I very much liked her. Alright.
On the name thing, I vote Spinebreaker. The Spinebreaker.
Spybreaker.
No!
Yes. 'cause
Rejoining the
it's
party. I have broken a few spines.
Well, I have not. Don't really plan to. That sounds super disgusting.
You'll get there.
What? But it's like funny, because book spines and also like Is that what they're
Don't
called?
break the spine of a book. And Eglantine looks even more horrified at that suggestion.
Giles, I think you've been taken off the naming committee. I think you've been huffing too much of your own acid gases.
You've been getting into your own supply. It's obvious.
I think there's a lot of good framework that you put forth, Giles, but I think that you really need to take it and workshop it, like Lilavati said.
Dear gods, how did I end up with a group like this?
That's what I just asked Emil a little.
We met briefly and had a small adventure together. I don't know why we're talking about names like we're some kind of secret club.
Yeah.
Are we a secret club?
I don't know. Are you a spy?
Well, look, if I had to be in a club with anyone, it would definitely be Lilavati, and I think maybe Bellinor.
What the shit? Okay, I was gonna say. Okay.
you're because he's a big fucker, you know.
I'll take second round.
I don't know if I can be seen with Giles drugging people with acid and.
Yeah, that needs to stop.
Okay, listen. I did it one time as an accident, and the other time was probably a joke. So
it's permission to whoop his ass.
You have mine.
What are you asking?
I think broadly granted.
Okay, keep in mind, anywhere you punch me, there could be a vial of acid just waiting to explode.
Perfect. Just the way I like it.
All right, so what's our plan? Let's get back on track here, team. Do we want to leave tonight? Do we want to leave in the morning? Are we teleporting? Are we sailing?
I think the plan was to teleport to Silvani tomorrow and go talk to my parents.
The real question is, Bellinor, do you want to spend more time with this Emil? Because I think that's kind of the deciding factor at this point.
Well, I did, but do you know how I like to go and self-reflect sometimes?
Yeah,
I just went and did that. Yes, I just went. Yes, I just went and did that, and now I don't really want to as much.
Isn't that weird? You just gotta take some time to yourself, and you think more clearly.
Yeah, that is strange. I always do that. Huh. All right. Anyways, I don't really think I need to stay.
Okay.
Nice. What? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you can go.
I'll go.
No.
I think maybe we eat dinner and then we.
I was gonna say
we teleported.
Dinner is offered. We should have dinner. It'd be rude otherwise. It's rude to refuse a meal from a host. And then yes. Very clever, Bellinor.
Thank you. That's two today.
And then I think, are you okay, Gabriel? You have pains.
I'm sorry, that was just funny.
Your mask is wrinkling up.
Oh, we've lost him.
All right, so we have dinner. We say goodbye. We say thank you so much, Emil, for the nice meal, and then we go and teleport to Silvani, and then we go and talk to Eglantine's dads, and hopefully they give us some sort of safe passage to Tajin Damani.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I think it sounds like a rock solid plan. Nothing can go wrong. It'll be perfect.
Thank you.
Yes, good job, leader.
Thank
Captain?
You. Yes.
Did we decide on a title for
Well,
you?
it depends if we're sailing or teleporting.
Okay. Well, if we're teleporting, what do you prefer?
A leader is fine, but if we're sailing, I do like captain's hats. That'd be nice.
Okay.
There are some really nice haberdashers in Silvani, so if you wanted to get a hat, I'm sure we could find one for you.
Yes, maybe we add that to the plan.
Oh, I mean, if you want to, go shopping or get some things before we leave or anything like that, Silvani would be a great place for it.
I have 0 gold, and you are very lawful people, so the usual discount I use will not apply.
Well, we could solve this
adventuring party.
we could solve this money shortage quite easily. Leans in, gets real quiet. With Vivality's plan, if we travel with this smuggler and then end up turning her in, this uncatchable smuggler, we could make quite a hefty payout.
Royden would love to get his hands on her.
Who are all these names? You just act like I know
I don't
them.
think Emil would like it if we turned her friend in, though.
I don't know, Emil.
She's been helping us out a lot already.
Has she? I barely remember it.
She gave us so much information, and Eglintine's like hugging the like backpack, like full of books bursting.
You just like her because she has a big library.
Here's what you need to know.
I mean, it doesn't hurt. She's also been very nice.
I like her.
Cam never gets caught, and she never breaks a deal. She also never lets anyone else break a deal. So if we went and tried to betray her, we'd be moving into some...
She would kill your asses very dead.
Yeah.
Look,
What God said.
I don't know. I feel pretty invincible.
I'm
Voice in
not
the
going to
sky.
lie. If I had to gauge my power on a scale of 20, I am around a 3. And I have a feeling that you are all very similar. And this sounds like a very important person in the world that I do not really want to
20
cross.
feels like a very strange upper anchor.
Yes,
You know, most people go
honestly,
by 5s or 10s.
Or like a
I've never
7-point
seen
scale,
anyone
big
above
fan
like
of
a
the
15.
7-point scale. Well, what would you rate her?
I don't know, I've never met her.
Okay, more importantly, I guess, what would you rate the guard?
The town guard?
Yes, Solani.
Like a half.
A half?
Yes, I am way stronger than the town guard.
I don't know what town guards you've been encountering. Well, if we're not going to betray the smuggler, I'd rather not be caught with her.
Yes, let's just see if Eglintine's fathers can teleport us.
Yeah, we can ask. They can probably get us to the academy at least.
And
Hold on. Is there anywhere else in Taj Damani we can go?
I mean, probably if we want to use my dad's teleportation circle, though, it's, that's where it goes. Eglantine looks kind of sad again.
And on the bright side, if Eglintine's dads don't let her come with us, we get to leave her behind.
Well, that'd be
And then-
bad for your paycheck.
No, then my paycheck's done. Then my oath and my job is complete.
Oh, and then we're
You'll move
rich.
on to the next one then, won't you?
Then it'll be on to the next one, indeed. But
In the
you know,
meantime, payment.
payments. Plus, I get to hang out with you and our newly found acquaintances.
You'll be doing that even if Eglantine comes along.
Yes, that's the not as optimal outcome.
You're all
Saying this
splitting
in
hairs.
front of Eglantine.
I know, she's just pouting, still holding her big bag of books.
Eglantine, I think you are a lovely addition to the group. All right, let's have dinner. I feel like we're really splitting hairs tonight.
What's for
Hey, you
dinner?
all,
What is for dinner?
It's hair.
Emil has prepared a lovely meal. There's some fresh caught tuna, jasmine rice, and assorted summer vegetables. And really, really good wine.
Smuggled wine.
Does it smell like natural
Probably.
gas?
No, it does not. It's so good. It's very lovely. Fairly sweet. Very nice.
Yeah, she'll go for that. This is good. This is nice.
This is lovely, Emil. Thank you so much for being such a great host.
Oh, you're welcome.
Another
I
thing
don't
about
get
Bellinor,
visitors
such
that
a gentleman.
often, so I'm very glad when I do.
Alice, what did you say? I'm sorry.
He was just saying how I am such a gentleman, is all.
Oh, I see. Yes, you are. Bellinor, you've been just so wonderful as the leader of the group, really providing strong direction and purpose on our journeys.
Yes, I really get us on track, don't I?
You do. It's just, thank you for being here with us and guiding us.
You know what? No, thank you necessary. I'll just take like a cut of your gold when we get paid.
Okay, that seems fair. I
A
guess.
toast to Bellinor.
Yes, a toast to Bellinor. All right.
Sure, to
To
Bellinor.
Bellinor.
All right. Wow. You guys are
Okay.
all...
As she
You
raises her
folks are
glass,
also
I pour
great.
my wine into Eglantine's glass.
You what?
I pour my wine into Eglantine's glass.
Why are you?
If you're
All
not
right.
gonna drink it, Gabriel grabs it. I'll have it.
Oh, okay, I didn't say. Okay.
When Gabriel reaches over to take Eglantine's, I take his.
The
There's
circle goes.
Plenty to go around. I do have more, and I have other drinks as well that aren't
It's
alcoholic. If that's
Emil,
the concern.
it's not about the wine. It's a status thing, I think, or a dominance thing. I'm not sure.
I see.
Try not to get involved.
Fair enough. So, did you come up with the plan?
Eleanor?
Yes, we are going to ask the Penrose family if they can teleport us over there, and if not, we are going to talk about alternative means of shipping.
All right. Well, I can send you off in the morning if you'd like to get some rest.
Do we want to sleep here, or do we want to go now?
I mean, we've
well-
been traveling for how long now?
Yes, actually, I could use some rest.
It's pretty late. I mean, I don't know if the library is 24 hours. But I don't really want to disturb anybody too late. I mean,
Great.
my dad would definitely be asleep at least.
You're more than welcome to stay. Again, I have plenty of room. It's just me here.
No, I think that would be wonderful. Right? And I just look around.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Yes, let's stay here. Again, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. It's very
You're most
appreciated.
welcome. Unless anybody has something else they want to discuss, you all can finish your meal and go to bed in peace.
Uh-oh.
What?
Sorry,
What?
my internet just decided that
Oh, yeah, you're choppy.
Oh,
Happy?
oh boy.
Oh no.
You sound okay to me.
Is everyone going straight to bed, or anyone want to?
I'll hang out for a bit. I mean,
Yeah,
we're already RPing like crazy. Might as well keep it going, right?
Avail myself of the wine for a bit.
Yeah, I'll drink for a while. Do some stress sit-ups in the corner.
God damn it, Bellinor. What a himbo. I love him.
Eglantine will go upstairs, but she stays up for a while reading.
Okay.
I'm gonna go over to where Bellinor is frantically working out. Gonna lean over him curiously. Bellinor,
Yes?
are you showing off?
No, that's what I do when I get a little anxious.
Why are you anxious?
I don't really want to go home, to be honest. The continent is fine, but I don't really want to go back. I'm like Eglantine, I just left.
Okay, but it's a whole continent. We don't have to go back to your hometown.
I know, but don't you ever get that like feeling in your chest when you're like a little tight and there's like a lot going on?
No.
Oh, well, lucky you.
I think so, yeah. I'm very lucky. I have a fortunate life. It's
Do you
pretty
have the
good.
feet?
The feet? I've got 2 feet.
Oh, yes, nice. Very lucky to have those. Well,
I
anyways,
think so. It's more than the average person.
that's true. Where are you from again?
Salvani.
Oh, well,
I
anyways,
seem
and
to
I'll
be the
just...
only person who has no problem going home.
Well, yes, you like your job, you like everything you said. You just said how gifted you are.
I am very gifted and blessed. I don't know. If there's something you don't like about your life, you should change it. What's so bad about going home?
I did change it, and that is why I'm not there.
Oh, that was it. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess that makes sense. Is it that bad?
No, it's not that bad. Like, I'm not like a mass murderer or anything. Just a few.
I
Just
wasn't
kidding. Another joke.
implying that, and the fact that you said it has me concerned.
That's kind of my go-to, yeah.
It's your go-to to be a mass murderer?
No, to
talk
tell
about-
people I am not. That really disarms them and make them think that, oh, this he's above the board.
I just feel like it's kind of like the spy thing, where if you're declaring it, maybe.
Well, maybe if you tell me if you are a spy, I will tell you if I am a mass murderer.
Well, we've already determined I'm not a spy, and you've said you're not a mass murderer, so I don't think we're going to get anywhere. I do paperwork. I just have a cushy job because my parents are important.
Ah, so you are like Eglantine as well. We all have similarities to Eglantine.
Yeah, but her parents are important in a different way.
How are your parents important?
Well, mine have worked their way up to, get to where they are through blood, sweat, and tears, and she's just from a rich family.
Oh, real salt of the earth.
Yes, actually. They're delightful people.
Well, I look forward
love
to
for you to
meeting
meet
them
them.
tomorrow.
Yes, hopefully they're there. I don't know where Mom is exactly. She's in and out with her work. But I'm sure we'll meet Dad. That'll be interesting with gals.
What is he like?
Well, have you heard of the Ravens?
Have I heard of the Ravens?
Yes.
Have you ever been to Selvani before?
I have not.
Probably not.
I have not.
They're one of the guilds in the city. They are in charge of security for the whole place. All the guards, anybody who would be manning the doors, anybody who would be, taking you to the drunk tank if you're stumbling around on the streets.
So like the half on the scale of 20. Got it.
Yes, as you said before, my dad is the second in command. He's pretty important in that area.
So he would be the one to haul me to jail, essentially.
No, it would be one of his underlings. He does not have time for that.
All right, then what does your mother do?
She travels between worlds.
Wow, we are really revealing a lot. Well, I guess in honor of that, my family, they suck. So that's about it.
Okay. I mean, I guess that's all I need to know. I think you are delightful. So if you think your family sucks, then they must really suck because you seem pretty kind.
Yes, it totally wasn't anything I did. That is very true.
Well, when you say it like that, again.
Nope, not a mass
casts
murderer.
suspicion.
Not a mass murderer.
Hey, I'm gonna go have more wine. You stay here, you do your stress workouts, and not murder anyone.
Sure, I'm gonna get some fresh air too.
Okay, that's probably for the best. Go clear your head with some self-reflection. She's gonna wander back over to the table and sit on the other side so she can keep a wary eye on Bellinor.
He's just frantically working out.
Just like the fastest crunches.
Yep. Trying to push all the anxiety out.
Jeez.
Hey,
By the way,
anything? Anyone?
Giles
Oh, yep.
has gone back to check out the planetarium.
The planetarium. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. While we're finishing up, make me an investigation check.
Everybody?
Nope, just Giles.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I was gonna ask.
I can do that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he's doing that. Anything else
Got it.
from everybody?
Gabriel's gonna take the time in the library to kind of just peruse, walk around slowly, and he's gonna take out pen and paper. He doesn't really usually carry paper on him or a pen, but there's probably writing stuff in the library.
Oh yeah.
And he's going to script a letter to somebody.
Okay.
Well, no one's bothering him, so he's not gonna. I'm not gonna share if no one's gonna be like, "Hey, what you doing?" Just he's ready.
Hey, Gabriel, what are you doing?
Damn it! I knew it was gonna happen. Aren't you supposed to be doing sit-ups in the corner or
No,
something?
I'm taking a run through the library.
I am obviously trying to write a letter here.
Ooh, who to? Is it someone special?
I guess you could say that. Not like that, damn it!
Well, all the time I thought you were sweet on Eglantine, but if you have someone else...
What the fuck is your problem? You think I'm sweet on Eglantine? You must be one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
It's Lilavati that you're sweet on.
No, we're just friends.
Okay. I'm just teasing you, Gabriel.
He's very just. You can tell he's very flustered by your teasing.
By the way, this is all while I'm like running like lines, so I respond when I'm running past Gabriel.
Is it Viva Latine? No. What about so and so? No.
Well, you don't have to tell me.
Fine, I'm writing a letter to my old mentor, just letting them know what I've been up to. I haven't seen them in a while, so I figured I'd let them know old Gabriel's okay.
That is noble enough. Where are they from?
Where is it that he's from? God damn it. I have it written down. Nordcliff. There we go. As far as I'm aware, she's from Nordcliff.
And what does she do?
She's like me, a Grey Watcher.
A little smelly?
Why does everyone think we smell bad? No, she's a very formidable fighter, and she's taught me everything I know.
Oh, well, she must be pretty good, then.
Yes, don't you have someone like that in your life? You seem pretty capable in combat.
Nope, I learned it all on my own, self-taught. I think we talked about this a little bit.
Yeah, but I'm calling bullshit on that. While we're away from everyone, you don't have to impress them. You're not impressing me.
Well, where is Emil?
She's still in the sitting room.
Okay,
Actually, she
right.
wandered off a couple while you and Lilavati were talking, so you're not sure where she ended up.
Oh, great. Well, you're right. I have no one to impress. But I genuinely did learn it myself. I suppose I watched other people's form, but I guess my style is my own.
But you don't just learn how to fight on your own like that.
If you are thrown into it, you do.
I suppose. Baptism by fire, as
Yes,
they say.
exactly. You know when you're teaching your little Nordcliff babies to swim, and you just throw them in the pool?
Yes.
That is what happened.
So, can you tell me why you're not looking forward to returning home? I mean, I would love to go home at this point, but obviously I am not heading in that direction.
I don't want to go home for the same reason Eglantine did.
Your parents will keep you from continuing your adventure.
Oh no. No, I just left there, and I don't really want to go back, I guess.
I suppose, but
when I got the letter from Z, let's put it this way. When I got that letter, it was a real, not a second chance, but like a fourth chance? So it was really fun to leave Tajindamani behind me and chase this letter. I came from very far for it.
So you fucked up royally and you don't want to go home?
Multiple times, yes.
I hate to, I'm sorry, I don't mean to pry, just he continues scribbling. I'm just curious that people in this group don't want to return to their homes. Home is, well, the one place you can be comforted, right?
Maybe for some people, yes. I was just talking to Lilavati. Do you ever get that like feeling in your chest when you think about home?
You mean a special yearning? A longing to return?
No, like it gets really tight and then you have to work out to make it go away.
Anxiety.
Yeah, that's the one, yes.
No, not usually.
Do you ever get that feeling about anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes I do. Don't tell anyone I told you.
I'm telling Eglantine. Just kidding, another joke.
Look, I understand. I think about if I were to fail in my... And he catches himself as he's speaking. Let's just say if I were to lose my freedom and never be able to return home, that's what makes me anxious. And to be completely honest, thinking about tricksters does this too.
Alright, so you get anxiety when you can't go home, and I get anxiety when I do go home. So the obvious answer is me and you move into Nordcliff.
You know what? The Grey Watch could use someone like yourself.
Remember the whole lawful thing? I don't know if I'm quite there yet.
Well, the only laws you have to follow... We'll work on it. We'll workshop it.
We'll workshop it. Alright, well, this was great.
Well, you have fun working out.
Thanks.
If you need a sparring partner, I'll be here.
Oh, that would be fun. Do you stay up for like 16 hours a day as well? Like 18, 20 sometimes?
No, I'm not an elf.
Oh. Are you human?
Unfortunately. Yeah, we'll say that.
Huh, okay. Alright, well, if you're
has
ever
obvious platinum hair and no weird colored eyes.
Well, if you're ever up at like, 5, 6 a.m. And no, let's say like 4. We could spar around then.
I might be up.
Okay, see you then.
Alright, have fun.
Giles, how'd you do on that investigation check?
16.
16. All right, poking around the planetarium. Looks like Emil, you figure the most recent handwriting, very neat, swirly, is Emil's handwriting. It looks much more recent than the other handwriting. She's mapping something. Seems like maybe she's planning for something, making calculations and predictions. And you see a couple like dates have been written down and then scratched out. Most of them around midwinter, and then scratched out, and then like a few days before, or a few days after, and then scratched out again, and that process repeats several times until there's one final date that has been written down and underlined several times.
So is this like a planetarium where I can like move to a certain date and see how the stars will align, or?
Yes, there's like a little model where you can do that with.
Okay, can I move it to that date that she has written down?
Yes. So you move all the stars and the moons into the position they'd be on that day. And you realize with a start that all the stars and the moons line up perfectly. The moons slide into a line and start to shimmer slightly, and all the stars shift and it's like this perfect spiral around them.
Okay, when is this date?
Midwinter, the exact midpoint.
Okay, what time of year is it now?
Early summer?
Okay, so like 6-7 months away?
Ish.
Okay, I'm gonna go get Eglantine.
All right, you go upstairs, rouse her from her, I assume she's reading, so knock on her door.
Yeah, unless it's like crazy, like super late, but...
It's probably approaching around like 11.
Oh, okay, then yeah, she's definitely still up and reading.
Eggy, I need you to see this so I know I'm not just high on natural gas.
Would you be?
No. Come down
okay,
to
just checking.
Just come down to the planetarium.
Oh, sure. I'll follow.
So, do you remember Emil was talking about how rituals like that would have to happen on certain dates, like an eclipse that would give it special power?
Yeah. Midsummer is coming up soon.
Right. Well, an eclipse is when the moon covers the sun, or vice versa. But look at this. And I show her the planetarium as it will be.
The 3 moons line up perfectly in front of the sun.
Okay. What about it?
Well, Emil said she didn't know anything about what was going to be going on, right? Nothing about these rituals, but she was charting these dates. And this date would be a time when magic would be particularly powerful. Or certain types of magic, at least.
She's charting the eclipses, you said, though, right? Not necessarily the solstice.
It looks like she cross-referenced certain star patterns with previous dates of solstices and eclipses and put them all together to find this particular date. Research looks a little bit older, maybe a year or 2 old.
Okay.
This is not easy calculations. This is difficult work.
And it looks like it took her a long time to do.
It's definitely, really impressive. Eglantine probably doesn't understand everything, but my intelligence is 18. She probably has a pretty good grasp of some shit that's on there.
It's very complicated.
All right. Well, this could, mean like anything, though. There's all kinds of rituals and, reasons and events for tracking this kind of thing. She has a planetarium. Clearly, just, the motions of the stars is something of interest to her, if nothing else.
Yeah, but she's had this here for a year, maybe 2. Why wouldn't she mention this to us if she was talking about powerful celestial dates?
Probably because it doesn't have anything to do with, all of the ghoul creatures.
Maybe, but I still think we should ask her about it.
Eglantine, would you make me a religion check?
Religion check, gladly. I rolled like junk though. 15?
She's charting the moons. It probably has something to do with Selena.
Selena? Okay. Well, I mean, all of the notes here are talking about the moons more than anything, so it's definitely possible it could just have something to do with Selena.
Who is Selena again?
Goddess of the moons.
Okay.
I mean, there's nothing too nefarious about that. Did I see, like, any sort of Selena, like, iconography through the house, maybe? Like...
No. Mm-mm. The only real iconography you've seen frequently is a lot of constellations, which the moons show up in a fair amount, but not specifically for Selena, and that silver lightning bolt.
Okay. Did I recognize that bolt symbol
Nope.
at all? Okay.
She did mention she served Anya, which was a local sea spirit. You're not familiar with it, though.
Okay.
I mean, I guess it's not necessarily anything nefarious, but if she was looking for a eclipse, then she wouldn't have to chart the moons for 2 years. You don't normally plan ahead for 2 years like that, unless it's like...
I mean, if you're doing a longitudinal study of some sort of, shift of how the heavens and the, effect of the tides or something, you actually would need, like, a study to span a couple of years.
Okay. Did that seem like a meal to you?
Eglantine pushes her glasses up.
Did that seem like a meal to you?
I mean, yes. She lives in a massive library. Her whole family is dedicated to, information and learning and knowledge.
Yeah, but she used that information to travel the plains and take out monsters. She didn't just sit on it. Why would this be any different?
I mean, we can just ask her.
Maybe I'm just being paranoid. It's probably nothing.
I mean, if you're, really worried, I don't want to, like, go stamping on anyone's, intuition, so to speak. Like, if you got a bad feeling, we can ask about it.
Yeah, I mean, it might just make me feel better to have some sort of explanation.
Yeah, we can ask first thing in the morning, before we leave.
Right. It'll be better if we have Gabriel to back us up.
She left everything, laying out here, knowing she's got house guests, so if it was something she didn't want us to see, she would have hidden it. She's very smart.
That's true.
Oh. Sorry.
And she has a dog.
Yep, there's a guard dog.
Well, it's getting late. I should probably get some sleep before going back home.
Okay. I'm gonna stop talking now so that we can stop listening to the guard dog.
Eglantine will head back to her bedroom.
As you're walking back to your room, you're passing the door that Emile gestured to as her own. You hear a soft voice. It's muffled by the door. If you would like to stop and listen, you can.
Yeah, does it sound like Emile?
It is Emile's voice, and you hear her saying, "No, I'm certain of what I saw, and what they told me. I know it was true. They weren't lying. One of them's a cleric, for goodness sake. She cast Zone of Truth while I was there." "No, of course not. Don't be ridiculous." "I just think we need to think about it, that's all." "I'm sure you're correct. But you remember what they were like. Of course..." "No. Yeah. I know. Don't speak to me like I'm an idiot. You don't know better than I..." "Fine. Just see that it's dealt with." "Yes. No, they don't know. I will speak to you later. Goodbye." And you hear, like, sounds like maybe a door or a curtain being, like, yanked closed really fast.
Okay.
And you hear Emile curse. "Insufferable bitch." And that's
okay.
it.
I like, wait a minute.
Just sounds like someone knocking around in their room, getting ready for bed.
Okay. From there, I'll sort of furrow my brow and make my way looking around for, I guess, I'll see where Lilavati is.
Where are you, Iravati?
Yeah.
I would assume I'm still just, enjoying a glass of wine. If everybody else has gone their separate ways, then maybe she has, I want to say a book in front of me, but I'm afraid if I say that, then Eglantine's going to be all up on that book, and I'm not prepared to start naming something.
Well, you have a gorgeous view of the sunset from the solarium.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, she'll just be
sets over
admiring
the water.
the
It's very
sunset,
beautiful.
leans back, kicked back, enjoying her drink, reflecting on the conversation she's had today, what bits and pieces she can remember from earlier.
Eglantine will come up and just sort of tap you on the shoulder. Be like, hey, oh, sorry, didn't mean to startle you.
It's fine. What can I do for you, Eglantine?
Do you have just a minute?
I have all evening, really. Is something wrong?
I don't know. And I sit down next to her. I don't know. I mean, I was just up in the planetarium with Giles, and he was all worried about these notes that he found while he was looking around up there. And I was just telling him, it's probably nothing to worry about. But then I was passing Emil's room, and it sounded like she was talking to someone, but it didn't. I don't know. Her tone didn't sound quite as friendly as it did at dinner.
Okay. Well, hasn't she said multiple times that she's alone here?
Yeah. I mean, there's lots of different ways to speak to somebody.
It's true.
I mean, most of the ones I know about, at least, you don't really have to talk out loud to do it, but there's, I know there's all kinds of different ways that can happen.
When you say that her tone didn't sound friendly, what do you mean by that?
She sounded, I don't know, maybe stressed and worried.
Oh, was she working out frantically?
No, it didn't sound like that.
Okay, that would probably be audible.
Like, when, I don't know if you ever hear, somebody trying to, tell somebody bad news, maybe, that they're not gonna like, and it, puts you in a bad mood to have to talk about it. That's kind of what she sounded like. But she was talking about us.
Is she going to tell us bad news? What was she saying about us?
I don't know. I don't really know. I couldn't hear any of the replies, and, nothing she said, gave too much information. She said something about deal with it, though. And something about they don't seem to know, or something to that extent. Sam just isn't remembering. Eglantine would have a much better time of remembering, what the actual
that's the
words
gist
were.
of it. She was arguing with someone, said something about dealing with something, and that you guys didn't know.
Right,
and you were
okay.
telling the truth.
Oh, and, she was adamant that we were telling the truth about everything, which, I mean, of course we were, because why wouldn't we?
Okay, you had me worried for a second that we were going to be the things that she was dealing with.
I don't know.
But based on us not knowing, it sounds like there's something else going on, and as long as our noses don't get stuck in it, she's not going to go after us.
I suppose.
I would like to leave sooner rather than later, I think, with this information.
Yeah, I mean, we're still planning to leave tomorrow, so we can leave first thing.
First thing in the morning, and I think maybe we should try to avoid poking around.
Yeah, I'll go talk to Giles real quick, because we were talking about, asking her about the notes we found upstairs, but now I don't think that's such a good idea.
Wouldn't do that. No.
Yeah.
I'll go find Gabriel and Bellinor.
Okay, I'll go let Giles know. Okay. And I'll trot off to go do that.
Ready, team?
I'll just relay everything. Ah!
Okay, so we've gone from suspicious to apocalyptic sounding. Maybe a slight exaggeration. But you don't want me to talk to her.
Well, no, not for now, because whatever is wrong, I don't think it's something that we should let people know necessarily that we know about. Yet, at least.
We really are becoming spies.
No.
Okay.
We're just becoming, not idiots, I hope.
Okay, but whatever she's talking about, she mentioned us. Clearly, it has something to do with us.
And she was talking about it in a way, which means she definitely doesn't want us to know about it. So.
Right, but we have to, we're not out of the woods yet. We're still dealing with this problem. Shouldn't we get all the information we can have?
I don't know if talking to her more about it is a great idea.
I mean, what? Are you worried that she's actually part of something bad, or are you worried that she isn't?
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't be worried that she isn't. I'm hoping she isn't, but in case she is, or something, I don't know. Better safe than sorry. We know she knows Zuli and has not the best, connection with her, and we know that Zuli needs to talk to us, and I think we should just be careful until we actually find this person who sent us these notes. That's what started everything.
I won't put anyone in harm's way by talking to her.
We don't know that.
No, let me be more clear. No, I'm not gonna get you guys in trouble. I'm not gonna talk to her.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, I think that's a good idea. And we can always come back and ask again, some other time, but, Lilavati thinks it's a good idea to not bring it up. And I think if you had heard the way she was talking, you would, I think you would agree. It wasn't great.
Okay. Yeah. I believe you. All right. Well, I guess we just better get ready for tomorrow then.
Yeah, it's gonna be a day, one way or the other, I guess.
Yeah. Right,
maybe keep your mouse alert. I don't know how that thing works.
Well, I thought it would be a good distraction in case we were attacked or anything, and
oh, that's good thinking.
It probably wasn't worth putting all my gold into. I don't know.
We'll find a way to get you some more. Don't worry.
Right. Hey, who knows? Maybe journeying all over the world will actually get us some money.
Hey, you never know. I mean, you can find all kinds of really cool things to, trade or sell and stuff.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
Well, get some sleep because it's gonna be a big day. And hey, you're gonna be in Sylvani for the first time, right?
Yeah.
Wait till you see the library there.
I'm sure it's excellent. I've actually heard a lot about Sylvani.
I mean, it's a really nice city, so I mean, I'm not really looking forward to going back so soon. I've been there my whole life, but I'm excited for, those of you who haven't seen it to get to see it now. That'll be nice.
I think we're all backtracking a little bit.
Seems that way. But anyway, I'll let you get some rest. I want to finish this chapter before I go to bed.
Right. You too.
I trot off.
Okay.
Right. So everybody goes to bed. It's a peaceful night. Nothing disturbs you. You wake up around 10, fairly early, not super early, with a knock on the door. And Emil calls through. Good morning. I figured you might want breakfast before you all leave.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yes. Breakfast.
Excellent. It's all laid out in the solarium.
Wonderful. We'll meet you down there.
Of course. See you in a minute. She flounces off downstairs. She's wearing the same blue coat. Looks like different pants, different shirt under it.
Okay. Go down and get some food. Give it a little sniff. Does it smell like natural gas?
No. There's a big pot of oatmeal with some cinnamon and sugar beside it.
Is she eating out of it?
Yep. She has a big bowl.
Okay.
A little thing of cream, a big basket set in a bowl of ice of chopped up fruits.
Bro.
All right.
Some eggs.
Well, as long as she's eating out of it, I will also eat.
She's partaking. We got some fruit juice, orange juice, cranberry juice.
Excellent. Well, Emil, your hospitality has just been so wonderful, but we don't want to stay any longer than necessary. We really appreciate it.
Of course, and I completely understand. You know, you've got places to be. It was lovely to have visitors. I don't really see people very often anymore.
Oh, well, that's a shame. You should come visit sometime.
Perhaps. I'm afraid I feel safest here.
Feel safest? Well, if you wanted to, Silvani is very safe, minus the pirates.
Yes, I'm sure. I've written a letter for Griselda, if you'd be willing to deliver it to her. She has some store there now. If you ask around, I'm sure you'll find it. I'm not sure exactly what the name is. It's been a long time.
I snatched the letter.
She hands it over to you. It's sealed with like a big wax seal with that same lightning bolt and a stylized bee and silver wax.
Would Eglantine or I recognize the name and know the store possibly?
Yeah, you might have heard of it. Let me find the name.
Making you check all your notes tonight.
Yep. Griselda's Adventuring Supplies. Not very creative.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, I think I stopped by there before I took off on vacation, actually.
She's an excellent herbalist, very good at brewing potions, has most of the things you need to be an adventurer.
Oh, great. Well,
We
thank you.
We would be happy to do that for you after you've been so kind to us and hosted us here in your home. But
I really appreciate your help. Actually, it's been far too long since I've spoken with her. It's a bit of I don't know if I've imagined the resentment between us or not. I suppose it's a bit of me blaming myself, assuming that she'll blame me as well.
Well, if you have that teleportation circle, you could always just pop over for a visit, clear the air in person.
If I ever pluck up the courage, I may do just that.
Okay. Well, you have friends there. She looks at Bellinor.
I will deliver this letter. That is not my accent again. I will deliver this letter to the best of my ability, and I promise we'll not let you down.
Thank you. I really do appreciate it.
Not
I was glad I could help you in whatever way I could.
Very thankful.
Yes. Speaking of helping us, the teleporter. Where is this? The circle?
It's in a room just past the library. I'll show you. Has everyone finished eating?
Oh, yes, thank you so much.
Very
You're
nice.
most welcome.
Yes.
Your hospitality is most appreciated.
Certainly.
I'm glad you've given us all the information you have for us.
Whoa. Stereo guiles there.
I was raised to be a good host, and I understand the value of having one in a situation such as yours. I'll just show you to the teleportation circle. And she stands up, guides you all.
Yeah, follow warily after. Suspicious of everything now.
Yeah, I am like...
Oh, no.
I am like...
She seems like she's in a good mood.
Is this revenge for making Amara and Scourge jump into the Shadowfell from a portal?
Oh, God.
Never!
Don't give her any ideas.
And Rosalind, right? Was she there? Anyways.
I mean, I take it Vivality, like, let me know, like... Hey,
yeah. I would have given a brief heads up because I don't know all the details. I would have recommended that you talk to Eglantine if you want more details, and I also figure you probably did not. So
No.
got a brief overview of what I was given via like telephone game.
Me talk to Eglantine out of my own volition? Blech.
Yeah, I like this idea that the three of us are suspicious, and just Bellinor and Gabriel are like, "Oh man, you're so nice," and we're like, "Yes." Oh,
very nice.
They're like, what does meal with hit mean?
She leads you to a room. It is the next door down from the library. Opens it. It's your standard teleportation circle room. Big white room. Arcane glyphs carved into the floor. Looks normal.
No sort of nothing weird at all here. Nothing out
Just
of
looks like it
place.
hasn't been used in a long time.
No risk of getting spliced when we step in this thing, probably.
Looks like your normal teleportation circle.
Okay.
I trust her
Okay.
implicitly. I'm stepping on it.
If you all just step in there, I can read the incantation and send you on your way.
Oh, thank you so much for all your help. Eglantine is like constantly nervously like smoothing her dress out, like trying to get, ready to go home.
Emil is giving you like kind of an odd look, but she dismisses it as it's about going home.
Let's step onto the edge of it.
Yeah,
If you
I'll go there. I'll
step in a
straighten
little
my
more
outfit
into
as
the middle.
well.
I always hated teleport circles. And
Do you get
Can be a bit
portals.
stomach turning. All right, everybody ready? Everybody in?
I watch
Yes.
everyone dress like straightening out their dress. I'm like, should I wear a shirt? Like right before we teleport.
Can we get a countdown? This is exciting.
All right. Well, I have to read the incantation, but if someone else wants to count, that's very well.
Ooh.
Hey, you
5,
got it.
4,
She starts reading.
3, 2.
You guys vanish out of the teleportation circle.
Didn't even get to finish. Okay.
Really?
Wow.
Lucy, you're just gonna
Make
get
a
rid of my...
dexterity throw. Make a dexterity throw.
Okay.
See if you can do it.
Oh boy. We're gonna
I'm
die.
doing something very dramatic, and I'm still in the spotlight now. Saving throw?
Harry,
Check.
your sound sounds weird. Is it just me?
Oh, I thought I
Uh,
fixed it.
I think it's
Yeah,
It
he
sounds
sounds
fine
good
to
to
me.
Sounds fine.
Is that better? I got a 17, by the way.
Yep, you do it. You manage to dive off the teleportation circle before you get there.
Okay.
Everybody else, you arrive in a room that looks very, very similar to the one you just left. It's a little bit bigger and made of like kind of purplish stone. And in the distance, you can hear waves crashing.
Ooh. Sorry, I didn't. That was not supposed to be audible.
There is a half-elf woman in a raven's uniform sitting at a desk, and she looks up when you come in. She goes, "Oh, we weren't scheduled to have anyone in at this hour. Who might you be?"
You don't recognize her? Points at Eglantine.
Oh, hello. I was terribly sorry to drop in unannounced. It was sort of a last minute travel plan. My name is Eglantine Penrose. We're just coming.
Certainly, Miss Penrose. Do you have anything to confirm your identity very quickly?
Oh, certainly. Hang on, and I'll like go through and pull out. I've got the noble background, so I do have
Yeah.
like
She looks over
papers of
your
pedigree.
pedigree papers. It all seems to be in order here. Can I get names from everybody else in the group? She has her book and she has a quill ready.
Lilavati Lagat.
Oh, well, nice to have you back, Miss Lagat.
Absolutely.
I am Belenor Tarathiel.
Eleanor Taffy. Well, it seems from my notes this might be your first time in Salvani. Well, welcome. We're happy to have you.
That you know of, yes. Just kidding, another joke. I'm not very funny.
And you, sir?
She pushes Giles forward.
Giles isn't there.
You dove
Giles
out of
isn't
the-
there.
Oh, Giles isn't there? Oh, look.
Nope.
He dove off the circle. He's
Yeah.
back with the meal
He's
on
dead
his
now.
own.
Yep, he's dead to us.
Rip Giles.
Rolling up a new character for next month.
Yep.
And I am Gabriel Moonshadow. I've
Gabriel
been here.
Shadow. Yes,
in
you. We do have a record of you here before.
Yes, and that's all you need to know.
Nice.
Well, yes, that is my job. She closes her book. Well, welcome to Salvani. I hope you have a nice visit. This is the Grand Library. There is a concierge desk downstairs where they can help you get to where you need to go.
Thank you
Perfect.
so much.
Didn't we have one more? Wasn't that like
What?
a thing?
Oh, where did guys go?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, are you expecting another?
Yes.
Yes.
We thought we had someone else with us. Maybe you didn't get into the circle in time.
Smash cut! To Giles on the edge of the teleportation circle and Emil Blueacre blinking at him, very confused.
This is
Sorry,
this is like for Giles confronting a celebrity, so he is very nervous.
did something
Sorry.
go wrong? Were you not in the circle? I can just do it again.
I'm sorry for the dramatization, but I need to yikes. I need to talk to you. I know you haven't been telling us everything, and I know what's really going on.
Sorry, I'm afraid I don't follow.
Your little mysterious friend, the lunar eclipse, and the thing happening 6 months from now, the major celestial event, and the
Oh yes. I suppose you visited the planetarium again. Yes, I'm very excited to see how it goes. It's been almost 4,000 years since it's happened before.
Oh.
But I'm afraid I don't understand what this has to do with anything.
Well, we were talking about rituals, like major rituals, and my friends didn't really want me to talk to you, so I waited until they were gone just to be safe. We were talking about celestial rituals, and you talked about how rituals like this can increase the power, or celestial events can increase the power of rituals like this. So, don't you think this event in 6 months, don't you think this is a pretty big deal, especially after what we've seen, that someone's trying to do something for one of the other gods?
I mean, I suppose it could be, but this is an event of Selena.
And not to pry, we did kind of say we were spies. But we know that you were talking to someone last night about what we
Yes. I have a contact at the academy. They also have a fascination with lunar events and constellations and planets and such. And they've been having some issues with stirrings in Taj Damani as well. I contacted them about it. I'm sorry, I didn't really want to worry you. You're all still so new at this, and you're already so concerned with Zuli. I'm worried. And
I would like to definitely super make an insight check onto everything she's saying.
Yeah, sure. What's your wisdom score?
-2.
No, you're the number, not the modifier.
Oh, 7.
7. Okay. Roll. What'd you do?
Got a 0.
She's telling the truth, as far as you can tell.
I highly doubt that.
That sounded sinister. She's telling the truth.
Okay. Once again, I'm sorry for the dramatization. You just can't be too careful.
I understand. Can't be too careful. And I imagine it would be very suspicious to hear that conversation out of context. No, I'm just concerned. And when someone like me admits to being concerned, other people get panicky. So I try and keep a calm front.
I mean, I'm honestly just relieved that you're not some, I don't know, evil master criminal or something.
No, not a master criminal.
Okay, I know this comes off of the heels of mistrust, but can I still go to my friends?
Yes. Hold on, give me a minute. I'll have to reset. She
Okay,
bustles
thank
out,
you.
resets the circle. All right.
So, I did all that dramatic stuff got no information from that.
Nope.
Cool.
Away you go.
Woo!
Giles appears in the transportation circle.
Look, Harry, it happens, all right?
You rolled a 0, my man.
He was about this tall. He had like one eye and like a bug. Oh, there
he appears.
All right.
Oh, can I get a name?
Giles Pippin Paddleopsicopoulos.
Giles Pippin Paddleopsicopoulos. Pip. How do you spell that? Pippin.
Pippin Paddleopsicopoulos.
All right. Okay. Got it. And I think that's where we'll call the session for tonight.
Woo!
Woo! Oh man.
What a wild ride.
That was ridiculous. Oh my god, that was so silly.
A lot of excellent RP in this session.
That was so much fun.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good one, yeah.
Yeah. Eglantina's not happy to be going back home so soon, asking for favors and help.
I am not.
I wanted to sail with a pirate, but...
All right, let's start with Chris. Chris,
Hello.
tell everybody what you've got going on.
What do I have going on? I'm Chris. I run Agora's Bells, which will be tomorrow. We're going into a big boss fight, which is going to end like one of the arcs of the campaign that has been kind of driving it forward. So, boss fight into kind of a clean slate tomorrow. If you want to come watch whatever they're going to get up to, who knows? So that'll be a lot of fun. Other than that, I play Krakezel on Steam Spell. He is grumpy pothead.
He's not grumpy. He's best boy.
He's not that grumpy, yeah. Other than that, I have this cute dog on my lap, and that's all I got going on. So,
Harry, what you got?
I as last week or month, I still have nothing going on.
Okay, Alex.
yeah.
Hi, I'm Alex. You might know me as Mr. Puddins on the internet. If you aren't following me, you can follow me at Mr. Puddins. I tend to talk a lot about Mr. Putin's. Way to go. Anyway, follow me on Twitter. I tend to make a lot of fun D&D memes. I'm pretty chatty, so if you at me, I'll most likely respond. Join our Discord. I'm often in there. We were talking about the new announcement for the Theros book today, so it's pretty exciting. And I am the DM of Steam Spell, and that is our other Wednesday game. And we'll be back with that on the 11th at 7 p.m. EST with episode 25, The Fury of Blueacre. Yes, I already have a title for that. I'm kind of already preparing. And don't forget, Tabletop Loot is our sponsor. You can get 15% off your dice order with this code SHIELDMOM. All one word, all lowercase caps. We also have a whole bunch of other fun shows, like a Blue Rose Age show and a Lancer RPG show. And the Blue Rose show is on Thursdays at 9 p.m. EST. 8 p.m. EST. Might be 9. I have to double check my stuff.
Blue Rose is 9.
9, okay. Yeah, I wrote something in wrong. And the Lancer show is at 5 p.m. EST on Sundays. Come check it out. It's a grand old time. We hope to see you there.
All right, Megan.
Hello, I am Megan. Thank you for bearing with me as I went out and voted, and I hope everybody else is voting. It's important. It's good to do. If you want to see me again, the next time you can hang out with me is on Saturday. I will be at the Onyx Path. That is their official channel. We will be playing a Scarred Lands game. It is their setting. It's a lot of fun. I play basically a sorority girl monk barbarian hybrid thing. And then after that, the next time to see me will be Wednesday back here on Chromatic Chimera in Steam Spell. I'll be playing Rosalind, my lovely secret warlock. She is great. The whole cast and crew is great, and you should come hang out with us.
It's a good time over on Steam Spell. Sam!
Hello, sorry, I've got a cat on my lap now. I am Sam. You can find me on Twitter at @TheSamWisest. I am SamWise_GameG here on Twitch. I'm a disability advocate and a TTRPG streamer. Most of the time, you can find me here at Chromatic Chimera. I will be in Agora's Bells tomorrow, where you can see me and Alex actually get along and be BFFs for a change. I'm also in Steam Spell, and I am in our Eberron campaign on Mondays, Dead Skies by Nights. This Thursday, I'm also going to be GMing episode 2 of Tales from Thra over on Heroes Without Limits, which is a Dark Crystal set 5e D&D game that I am running there, so please come and check that out. And otherwise, this month, you can also see me play in Unprepared, which is our Tuesday night show, one of our Tuesday night shows that is hosted by Megan Lynn for the win on Twitter, and we're going to be playing through Dialect. I'm really excited. It's my first time playing that game, and I've heard nothing but amazing things about it, so I'm really looking forward to it. And Lucy, this was such a fun session. Thanks for putting this together for us.
Glad you guys had fun. I am very excited for you guys to explore more of this campaign. Put a lot of work into it. thank you all for joining me and for being fantastic. Some great roleplay tonight. You can find me on @BluebirdDraws on Twitter. I am also in Steam Spell and Agora's Bells. And I have a podcast called Odyssey Exploration and Research. Things are getting spooky over there. There will be combat next session eventually.
Are we fighting
promise.
my dads?
Yes.
Combat.
But there will be combat, I promise. So we can
I
be
mean,
our
it's a Sam
barbarian
backstory. It could happen.
warriors and stuff. This is true. And I believe that is it from us.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for turning out to join us.
Yeah, we're gonna go raid our good friends at Dice Priory. Fantastic folks. They're playing. They're actually just starting up season 2 of their Dragon Heist game, so it's gonna be a good time. All their characters are dumpster fires, and they use that terminology themselves. So I am justified in saying that.
Heck the plot.
Fuck the plot is what they say.
Yeah.
So when you drop in the chat. Let's see. I usually say Stone Cold Jane Austen. Chase and Alexis will get it. I'll explain it, Megan. I'll explain it. So anyway, have a great night, everyone. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for checking us out. We really appreciate it. Your support is why we do this.
Good night.
I need the validation.
Night.
Thanks, Nugget.
Night.
Night.